confess that this isn't quite so tough as you might imagine. Because the human beings I go out of my way to help usually look like this. Or this. So how come all of a sudden I find myself helping a fellow human being who looks like this? I'll tell you how come. It's because I'm a civic-minded, public-spirited, responsible citizen of my community. That's how come. And also because Dr. Burkhardt, she's my sociology professor over at the junior college. Because Dr. Burkhardt pointed out a very interesting fact.
You will either do it or you will flunk the course.
Does that go for me, too, your teachership?
Oh, Mr. Krebs, when the subject of flunking comes up, you are automatically included.
Oh, I thank you, doctorship, because I sure be ungrateful to be left out as an honorable group.
You are both on the verge of failing the sociology course. But if you make good working with the children at the settlement house, then you may remain in this class.
Like bye.
Yeah, Maynard. But the settlement house is down on River Street, Dr. Burkhardt. That's the roughest neighborhood in town.
Yeah, like Switchbladesville.
Oh, Mr. Krebs, you exaggerate.
Begging your pardon, but I don't. I mean, down there, when they watch the Untouchables, they root against Elliot Ness.
Mr. Krebs.
I mean, any kid down there with teeth is a sissy.
Mr. Krebs, at ease, and you are 100% wrong. I work at the settlement house myself, and I've never had one bit of trouble.
You're probably murdered with a tire iron.
Dr. Burkhardt, I'm worried about that neighborhood, too. If I went down there, I'd feel sort of, uneasy and apprehensive, and what's the use? The word scared stiff.
Good thinking. And anyhow, what do we know how to work with little tykes at a settlement house?
Oh, more than you suspect. You see, it's a verified fact that children in their formative years with problems involving insufficient inner security are aided by guidance from those in an age group with whom they share a satisfactory community of interests and adequate social affinity.
You took the words right out of my mouth. If them are the words you've been using with them little kids down River Street, man, they must be even more at sea than me, because I've been treading water for the last 10 minutes.
Well, in that case, I have a statement in language I'm sure you will understand. It's very simple, and it applies to both of you. Either...
volunteer to work at the settlement house, or we flunk.
Precisely. Any questions?
Yeah, just one. How do we get there? Began our careers as pals to the boys at the River Street Settlement House. We knew that once we got into the swing of things, it'd be fine, rewarding work. So we plunged in with boundless enthusiasm.
The only way you're going to get me down there is over my dead body.
All right, so Maynard was slightly reluctant. But I quickly pointed out that by refusing to help, he was being selfish and ungenerous and un-American.
Yeah, how about that?
That's when I brought up the heavy artillery. I looked Maynard straight in the eye. Yeah, not the easiest thing in the world to do. And I said, Maynard, if you don't help out at the settlement house, Dr. Burkhardt will flunk you in sociology, and they'll throw you out of school, and your father will make you go to work.
Work? Oh, quick, aim me toward that sentimental house.
He meant settlement house, but at last he was on the right track. So we aimed ourselves toward River Street to meet the cute little kids who were eagerly waiting for our help.
You creeps are gonna help us? Oh, come now.
You bet we're gonna help you poor little miserable product with your poor miserable environment.
Hey, mister, can I ask a question?
Sure, anything a little pathetic heart desires.
What kind of rocket you been hiding under?
Hey, Dobe, how old are these little tykes?
Around 11, why?
Because man is sure gonna have a tough time making it to 12.
Boo!
Be strong, Maynard. Sure, it'll be tough, but Dr. Burkhardt gave us an assignment, and doggone it, we're gonna carry it out.
Like, true, but how you gonna make sure they don't carry us out first?
Now you're talking.
Hey, Dobe, wouldn't it be much easier if we flunked?
No, Maynard, we're gonna fight this through. Are we not men enough to overcome a couple of little problems?
Like, true, we are not men enough.
Maynard.
Okay, we're men enough.
Right, both of us.
Right, both of us, except me.
Hey, fellas, which way's Dr. Burkhardt's office?
Up there. And tell the doc that the only reason we came here today is on account of she promised us ice cream. And where is it?
Okay, we'll tell her, you poor little ill-fed chowhound.
We'll also tell her that Krebs and Gillis are here, so she has no more problems.
Dr. Burkhardt, you got a problem. Either we have some kids hanging around this settlement house, or we're going to have to close the whole place down.
Oh, Mr. Hawley, I know attendance has been disappointing, but it takes time to get a new settlement house running properly.
Sure, Doc, but the kids in this neighborhood haven't got time to wait. I know. I grew up on this block.
Yeah, me too, Doc. We built the settlement house on account of we wanted to help the kids in our neighborhood. But I never see any of them in here.
Yeah. Hey, act like this was an off-limits reform school.
Gentlemen, I assume that you have confidence in my qualifications or you wouldn't have put me in charge, so you'll simply have to rely on my judgment.
Sure, we got confidence in you, Doc. After all, you got more degrees than you can shake a college at. And you write books that got to be good because I don't understand a word in them. But where's the results?
Please be patient.
For 3 months now, we've been patient, but we're coming to the end of the line. Now, my associates here and me, we're in business, and we know when a product ain't selling.
You're out of business.
Right, out of business.
Right, way out.
Mr. Hawley, we are constantly introducing new techniques to stimulate attendance. Today we begin a special favorite of mine. It's called psychodrama.
Psycho what?
Psychodrama, Mr. Hawley. It is a form of group therapy that encourages the children to relieve their inner tensions by acting them out.
Well, couldn't they relieve it by throwing a basketball around or jumping into the pool that cost us a cotton-picking fortune?
Mr. Hawley, an athletic program is only the beginning. These children need additional help.
Okay, Doc, you're the doc. But we got a big investment here to help the kids. And I want to see this joint jumping when we stop by here again tomorrow, if you see what I mean.
Yes, I'm afraid I do see what you mean.
Yeah, more kids.
Yeah, hanging around.
I hate to put it on the line to you like this, Doc, but helping these kids is very important to us. I want to stop every one of them from growing up to be a crummy, shaggy, no-good bum.
Hi, Dr. Burkhart. We're here.
And not a minute too soon. Doc, I've seen underprivileged kids before, but this one tops it all. He needs instant help.
Oh, begging your pardon, your prosperity ship.
No, Mr. Hawley, that's Mr. Krebs, one of the students from the college. Both boys have volunteered to work with the children.
This type is going to help kids?
Like ready and eager and willing to serve, sir.
Doom.
Don't you worry, sir. We've been studying up on how to handle kids.
Like true. Last night on the Late Late Show, we watched Boys Town 3 times.
Oh, brother.
I know exactly what to do if a kid shows up which looks exactly like Mickey Rooney.
Come on, men, let's get out of here before I start crying over what's happened to my old neighborhood.
Like hail and farewell, your tycoon ships.
Let's keep this to ourselves, huh? If it ever got out, this whole neighborhood would be turned into a disaster area.
Nice fellows.
When do we start helping with the kids, Dr. Burkhart?
Yeah, we want to reform them into happy little merchants.
Mr. Krebs, that's urchins, and I just want you to observe. We're starting a group in psychodrama.
Psycho what?
Maynard, everybody... Psycho what?
Psychodrama. Come with me, I'll show you how it works. I had to promise the children ice cream to get them here today, but I know they're going to be very happy when they hear about psychodrama.
Cookie drama? I'm cutting out of here on the double.
Do you notice the deep-rooted reluctance to enter into an unfamiliar learning situation? Completely predictable. Now, children, the purpose of our experiment is to relieve our suppressed aggressions by articulating their basic causes. The actual enunciation of the anxiety in itself functions as a cure.
You took the words right out of my mouth, and you can have them.
Hey, now, come on, fellas, cut the clowning. You all know what Dr. Burkhart means. If you don't feel too good, sometimes talking about it will make you feel better.
You're kidding. No, go away.
On occasion, you may feel an inner hostility resulting from some external irritant. And when this happens, how do you feel?
Like utterly confused.
Listen, Dr. Burkhart's just trying to help you feel better.
What for? I feel great.
I mean, feel better inside.
Inside, I feel even better than I do on the outside. So let's check out of here. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, fellas. Wait. I've got an idea. Sit down. We'll make a game out of this. Now, in this game, we'll pretend you feel real mad about something. When you feel that way, what do?
I sock my little brother.
Distinctly antisocial. You see, the purpose of psychodrama is to make you stop striking your little brother.
But I like socking him. It makes me feel good on the inside.
But how does your little brother feel?
Mad, so he socks my little brother.
And what does he do?
He kicks my little sister.
What disgraceful conduct.
Gee, I'm getting all misty.
I can't blame you, Mr. Krebs. Witnessing the behavior of these children is enough to make a person cry.
No, ma'am, I'm crying because I'd have no little sister to kick. I mean, it's pitiful to be another privileged child.
Hey, he's all right. How come he ain't sitting out here with us?
Order. We will have decorum here.
Which do you want, ma'am? Order or decorum?
Come on, fellas. Now, let's quiet down. Now, you'll see what a ball this psychodrama can be.
Now, we shall continue our experiment. I want each of you children to act out whatever happens to be bothering you at the moment. Pete, you may go first. Do whatever you feel like doing. Oh, what on earth are you doing?
Scramming out of here. That's what I feel like doing.
You get back to yourself, Jim, I want you to assume the role of Pete's mother and express your thoughts as he seeks to escape.
You gotta be kidding. Bye.
Jim. Look, it's a cinch. Just tell us what you think Pete's mother would say to him when he started to scram out of here. Make a game out of it.
Oh, Oh, why didn't you say so? Probably something like, hey, come on back here, you jipper, I'll break your arm.
For shame. Is that the way a mother would talk?
Mine does.
Quiet, quiet, all of you. Mr. Krebs, will you play the part of the mother?
Oh, no, not me, please, your blackboardship. I'd never be able to hold my head up in the boys' locker room again.
That's right.
Krebs, every word you speak brings you closer to flunking.
I'd rather flunk than be somebody's mother. I'm not built for the part.
Quiet, all of you.
Hey, Pete, I'm your mother, and I'm giving you orders to start a stickball game in the alley.
You bet, Mother dear. I don't want no whipping, and you pack a pretty mean wallop.
Are you kids going to get out there and start that game without your dear, sweet, little old gray-haired mother gives you a belt?
Come on, guys,
Gillis, wait, come back here.
Come back, you ungrateful ruffians. You come back here.
They're gone, Dr. Burkhardt.
And no offense, but I think you're mixing up their poor little heads with all that talk about inner tennis shoes.
Mr. Krebs, that's inner tensions, and I'll thank you to keep your ill-considered opinions to yourself.
Yeah, Dr. Burkhardt, Maynard didn't mean that the way it sounded.
Sure I did, Dobe. That's why I said it.
Very well, Mr. Krebs. Out. You are an insufferable, inept, unruly bungler.
I never said I was perfect.
Out.
Dr. Burkhardt, listen, please.
Yeah, please, your educationship. All I
Mr.
was
Krebs,
trying to...
must I show you the door?
No, ma'am, I already seen a door.
I'll go drag the kids back, Dr. Burkhardt.
Oh, don't bother, Mr. Gillis. After what happened, none of them will ever come back. And why should they?
Dr.
I
Burkhardt.
had no right to speak to Mr. Krebs or the children that way. It's just that I'm trying so terribly hard to get through to them, and I just can't seem to do it.
Yeah, I won't have any trouble bringing Maynard back. He might be mad for a while, but he's kind and gentle, and he'll get over it in a hurry.
I'm mean and rotten. I ain't never, ever gonna get over it. That teacher, she done me dirt, kicking me out of school and disgracing me and tossing me out into the cold, cruel world that scares me, not to mention vice versa, and making me go to work. Like, woe is me. Like a lass and a lacking, like a lack to a lass.
Hi, Maynard.
What are you doing here, Maynard?
Maynard, how come you're just sitting there like a bump on a log?
You rang? Oh, like, hi, little wretched offsprings of your wretched surroundings.
So you walked on an old Doc Burhart, too, huh?
Man, what a drag she is.
Like, right, but she can't help it. For opening, she's a grown-up, and you know how much trouble grown-ups have. Like, true?
Like true.
I mean, 100% of the headaches, and 102%, that's almost twice as much of the spankings are caused by grown-ups. Like, true?
Like true.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all the time saying how much they want to, let us have fun, and they keep thinking up sneaky tricks to stop us from having fun. Like, true?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, baking a dreamy apple pie that kids get stomach aches from eating too much of. Like, true?
Right.
Yeah.
And wearing them big, tall hats that kids got walloped for throwing snowballs at. Like, true? And I mean, inventing movies that the kids go to see and spend all their time so they can flunk in school. Like, true? Grown-ups, who needs them, huh?
They're troublemakers.
Yeah. And then you know something else, little moppet types?
What?
I ain't never gonna be a grown-up. I'm gonna think of a way to stay exactly like I am forever.
Maynard, if anybody can do it, it's you.
Gentlemen, I'm proud and pleasured and honored to be one of you. Hey, man, is this the greatest?
You've never done this before, Maynard?
No, I told you I was underprivileged. At my house, all we have is an old dumb bathtub.
He didn't even go home that night to sleep. I didn't find him until the next morning. What a job. And when I finally did locate him, I ran into a job that was even tougher.
No good, buddy. I ain't even here ever. Maybe longer.
Maynard, you've got to come back.
Nope. The only way they're gonna get me out of here is over my dead body. I like it here, and they love me.
Maynard.
No, Dobe, here, I'm a human person. I have dignity, statue.
Maynard, that's stature, and you've got it at home, too. And what about your home? Your folks will miss you something awful.
Me? Oh, come now.
Maynard, let me put it another way. If you stay down here, who's going to feed you? It's not easy. You know how you eat.
Yeah, I'm a bottomless pit with a beard.
True. So if you stay, you'll be piling a heavy load on somebody. The people down here just can't afford you.
Oh, yeah, it'd be Wolf of the Doorsville. I mean, taking food right out of the little toddling's mouth. I mean, starving the hand that feeds me. I mean, spreading hunger like wildflowers.
Right.
And ruining everything for them real nice people who've been trying to help me.
I'm afraid that's how it'll be, Maynard.
And there'd be waifs, wasting away on account of I'm eating their milk and drinking their porridge.
Hi, Maynard, buddy. Let's go and hack around, huh?
Don't talk to me. I'm a murderer.
What are you talking about, Maynard?
Oh, nothing. I just gotta leave River Street, so it's like hail and farewell, kidlings.
Leave River all you can, Maynard.
Look, I'm sorry, little ragged muffin, but it's just got to be done, so, like, bye.
Maynard, you're a regular Pied Piper.
Pied who? You promise you ain't bugged with me, your diploma ship?
No, Mr. Krebs, I am not bugged at you. I had no right to fly off the handle as I did, and I apologize for what I said.
Then you don't think I'm insufferable, inept, and unruly?
No, Mr. Krebs, not even slightly.
Oh, that means I'm sufferable, inept, and unruly again. Overjoyed for joy.
Thank you, Dr. Burkhardt. Believe me, Maynard and I will pitch in like crazy to help you with these kids.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Gillis, but I'm afraid it's too late.
Oh, no, ma'am, no. In a couple of days, those kids will forget all about what happened and start dropping around again.
Oh, no, in a couple of days I'll be gone. And Mr. Hawley and his committee are going to drop in again this afternoon, and if they don't find the place jumping, they're going to replace me. And they have every right.
Gee, that's awful.
Yeah, I'm getting all misty again.
I'm getting all misty too, Mr. Krebs. This work is my whole life. It's all I have. I don't have a family or children of my own, and working here with other people's children is my whole life. But I'd better stick with the books from here on in. I'm a whiz at theory and a dunce at practice.
No offense, Dr. Burkhardt, because you're a fine, helpful person, but maybe the reason you're having trouble with the kids is because you talk to them like a professor. And boy, that'll lose them, but quick.
I see.
Yeah, I'm no expert, but I was thinking that maybe if you talk to them in language they can understand, you know, kind of like I talked to them a while ago, then they might start paying attention and get some good out of what you're trying to tell them.
Well, thank you for your suggestion, Mr. Gillis. It's a pity I won't have a chance to put it to use.
Of course you will, won't she, Maynard?
Where did he go?
I don't know, he's gone, just gone.
Gone, real gone. That's the kind of real human being Dr. Burkhardt is.
Ah, gee, Maynard. She makes us stand around pretend to be someone we ain't.
She's trying to help you.
Nah, she's a pain.
Sure, anything that's going to help you is going to hurt. You know, like medicine, right?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay, then I want all you guys to come with me over to the settlement house and get helped, even if it hurts.
Do we have to, Maynard?
You have to. Now, her ladyship has been trying to help you poor, pitiful products with this poor, pitiful environment, and she's been running around knocking herself out just trying to save you. I don't see how you can just stand there and not come back. Somebody got a handkerchief. I'm getting too misty.
Hey, I never seen a grown man cry before. It's spooky.
All right, man, come on, let's push on. Come on.
Doing what Maynard wants us to. He wouldn't steer us wrong. He digs us. Maynard's the best friend we ever had around here, ain't he? Yeah. That's what I want to hear. So when he says mush on, what do we do? Mush on.
But why leave now, Dr. Burkhardt? Something could still happen before Mr. Hawley and those other men get here.
Oh, thank you for your cheerful thoughts, Mr. Gillis, but I've long since given up expecting miracles. No, I'll feel better getting out now while it's still voluntary. A little later on, I'd be leaving by popular request. You know, I had a lot of bright, shiny hopes for this settlement house a few weeks ago, but sometimes things happen that...
Like, hi, we're back, me and my friends.
Mr. Krebs, you are a Pied Piper.
Hi, who?
Maynard, I'm proud of you.
Yeah. All right, you cats, grab a seat and aim your ears to the doctor ship.
Thank you, boys, for coming back. And thank you, Mr. Krebs. You are a fine, considerate gentleman.
Me? Oh, come now.
Now, children, we will resume our experiment with the psychodramatic approach. The primary purpose of the psychodrama is to relieve the inner pressures that foments conflict in the unconscious. Boys.
Yeah, Dr. Burkhardt, you were going to use a different approach, remember?
I know, Mr. Gillis, but I just can't seem to do it.
Oh, try, Dr. Burkhardt, please, try.
Hi, Doc. Say, you got a great bunch in here. The place is really loaded, just like we like to see it.
Right.
Oh, good afternoon, gentlemen. We were just beginning our psychodrama session.
Go ahead. Don't pay no mind to us.
Yeah. Let's see how this stuff works.
Children? Fellas, I know we all got things that bug us. So what we want to do now is try and find out a way to get unbugged. Just ask yourself, what's the thing that bugs you the most? Like pesky kid brothers, and homework, and no television after 9 o'clock.
Pretty smart of the doc, talking to them in their own lingo.
Plenty smart, J.H.
I just remember I picked her. Brilliant, J.H. Brilliant.
No, let's give it a try. Jim, what's the thing that bugs you the most?
Doing dishes. Man, that is the lowest.
Yeah, that's low, all right, but not as low as shoveling snow.
Yeah, especially in the summertime when there ain't no snow.
I can tell you kids something lower than that. Carrying in coal.
All right. Now let's put some of these things that bug you into a little play. Jim, let's pretend that it's right after supper. All the other kids are out playing, but your mother won't let you go.
How'd you know?
American know-how. Jim, assume the role of Pete's mother.
Me? The mother?
Sure. Put yourself into her shoes. Try to think like her. Mr. Krebs, you be Jim.
Hey, Ma,
Yeah, Jared?
I finished dinner. Can I go outside and hack around?
No, go wash the dishes.
I don't wanna.
Wash right back, you.
Oh, gee, Ma, I want to be like the other kids, go out and break a couple of windows.
Wash first, break later.
Gee, why?
Yeah, why don't my sister do them?
Yeah, Doc. Why doesn't his sister do them?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Jim, how old's your sister?
Next month she'll be 2.
Yeah, I rest my case.
Jim, remember you're supposed to be your mother in this play. Now, if you really asked her why she made you wash the dishes, what do you think she'd say?
Well, she'd probably say she works hard all day, cooking and sewing and like that, and she's pushed. And I'm sorry you made me do this, because all of a sudden I see she's right.
Yeah, come to think of it, so was my ma. Lots of years ago.
Yeah. What about babysitting?
What about emptying the trash?
Okay. Now that you all dig psychodrama, does anyone have a psychodrama of his own to suggest? Okay. One at a time, chums. The line forms right here.
Hey, Ma, you can leave me stuck here with all the dishes? Yeah, Maynard, we already finished that.
Who's Maynard? I'm Jim. All right, come on.
I gotta hand it to you, Doc. You got a mighty sharp operation going here.
Yeah, them college kids ain't bad at all.
Oh, gentlemen, those boys belong at the head of the class. Any class.
If you say so, Doc.
Right, J.H.
You bet, J.H. And J.H.,
Yeah?
I'd like to get on the line. I got a problem, too.
Who ain't?
You know something? I'm getting pretty misty. Mr. Krebs! Oh, Mr. Krebs!
Yes, your teachership?
I want to tell you how much I appreciate what you did for me at the settlement house.
Yeah, I was pretty good, wasn't I?
Good, you were wonderful.
You're right, I was wonderful.
I've spent half a lifetime studying delinquency, but it's you who has the real understanding.
Well, it takes one to know one.
No, Mr. Krebs, I can tell you the reason you do so well. I can tell you in one word. Heart. You're quite a fellow.
Well, you ain't so bad yourself, Dr. B. You ain't too good looking, but you got a nice personality.
Thank you.
I don't mean you're bad looking. I mean, if you kind of put a veil over your face, you might be okay.
You're very kind. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Oh, forget it, Doc. And if you're ever in trouble again, never fear. Maynard's here.
I was so hoping you'd say that, Mr. Krebs, because as a matter of fact, I do need your help again.
Well, just name him my teacher, and Maynard G. Krebs will come to your rescue.
Well, that's very good of you.
I'm like a real human being. What's your problem, Doc?
I have just received a grant for the most exciting new project. This time we'll be working with genuine hard case delinquents. This is a project, Mr. Krebs, that requires initiative, perseverance, and yes, even courage.
You came to the right man, Doc. Where are we going?
State prison.
State prison?
Mr. Krebs, I've always said that there is no such thing as a bad boy. Well, if there's no such thing as a bad boy, how can there be bad men? And with your help, I intend to prove it. We'll go to state prison. We'll live among the poor, misguided inmates, win their confidence, find out the deep-rooted causes that have reduced them to this present pitiful condition. Oh, it'll be hard, I know, and even dangerous. Mr. Krebs? Mr. Krebs?
When I get a cold in my head, like I got now, everything goes to pot. Just let me get laid up for 2 or 3 days and wham, the whole world crumbles. Take, for example, Zelda Gilroy. To Dobie with love, 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 Zelda. She's wig for me, that girl. I'll confess that I don't treat her too great. In fact, I'm usually telling her to get off my back. I like her, you understand, but love? Negative. So I keep trying to lose Zelda, but she won't get lost. She wants me, and that's it. Nobody else will do. Faithful, loyal, devoted Zelda. So what happened when I got sick? Yeah, faithful, loyal, devoted Zelda. But that's not the worst that happened during my illness. You know my friend Maynard G. Krebs. To Dobie Gillis, from his friend Maynard G. Krebs, a great American. Well, there's lots of things you can say about Maynard. He's a dunce, he's a dolt, he's a mess, he's a nut. But there's one thing nobody can say about Maynard, that he's a liar. Beneath the shabby exterior of Maynard G. Krebs, there beats the truest, most honest heart in the whole wide world. Maynard has never, I repeat, never told a lie in his life. Nothing but the truth has ever come out of that beard. That is, until the day I got sick.
I'll tell you why I don't have my history homework, Mr. Pomfret, sir. Last night when I sat down at my desk with a nice big stack of clean white paper and a brand new fountain pen all ready to do my homework, all of a sudden the window opened and a whole bunch of gypsies jumped through the window and stole me.
So small that it's not visible even under the most powerful microscope, brought my whole world crashing down. One little flu bug, a couple of days out of school, and what happens? Total annihilation. Let me start at the beginning. The day started at S. Peter Pryor Junior College, just like any other day, except, of course, I wasn't there. There was Zelda, miserable and unhappy because I wasn't around. I mean, that girl lives for me. I mean, she wouldn't look at another guy.
Hello there.
Hi, is this History 102?
Sure is, and my name is Zelda Gilroy, and the seat right next to mine is vacant. What's your name?
Nate Gahagan.
Why, that's a perfectly lovely name.
Nate Gahagan is a lovely name?
It's got character, and so have you, Nate. Character and intelligence. I can see that. You got a girl?
Well, nothing serious.
Me either. Nothing serious, I mean. I've got this one boy who's ape for me, Dobie Gillis.
You mean the one who keeps telling you to get lost?
Well, I know it might look that way.
It sure does. I remember once when he saw you coming, he did 100 yards and 9, too. Not bad for a guy with flat feet.
Just running from himself. Inside, he's really wild about me.
So how come you're making a pitch at me?
Who's making a pitch? A new kid transfers into the class. The least I can do is be friendly.
Zelda, no offense, but no thanks.
You don't want a friend?
You don't want a friend. What you want is a reserve on the bench in case Gillis finally makes his getaway.
You're jumping to conclusions.
Well, that's my business, jumping. I'm center on the basketball team. That is, if I start getting a few passing grades. And believe me, Zelda, for me, that ain't easy. So right now, if you don't mind, I'd just as soon not get caught in a crossfire between you and Gillis. I got enough troubles. Small girl, don't talk to me.
I wasn't going to. I'm not going to talk to anybody ever again. People are no darn good.
Especially this people.
You can't trust anybody. A gorgeous hunk of man conceals a heart of stone.
Especially this gorgeous hunk of man.
Maynard, I know I'm going to regret this, but what are you talking about?
That.
My homework?
Yeah, Mr. Pomfret said anybody who didn't turn their homework in was going to get a flunk for sure. True?
And you haven't got yours, true?
How could I have my homework? Dope's sick in bed.
You mean you've been sitting up with Dobie?
I mean, Dope always does my homework.
This is serious. What are you going to tell Mr. Pomfret?
I'm going to tell him a lie.
You? Oh, come now.
Yep, me, Maynard G. Honorable. I'm going to tell a lie.
You never told a lie in your whole life.
Maybe even longer.
So what's come over you now?
Believe me, small girl, this was no easy decision. I've been up half the night thinking about it. I bet I can get more like 12, 14 hours sleep.
Maynard, you can't tell a lie. You're just not the type. You stand alone, Maynard. There isn't another human being like you.
I got to give you that.
Oh, don't do it, please, Maynard. Underneath those rags and tatters beats a heart that's sweet and clean and pure.
You thought I was a nut.
You are a nut, but you're an honest nut.
Please, small girl, don't make it any harder for me. I just got to lie to Mr. Pomfret.
You can't.
I gotta.
You can't.
I gotta.
Oh, Mr. Krabs, I don't know what you think you gotta, but I know what I know you gotta. You gotta turn in your history assignment today, and so does everybody else in this class. And no, repeat, no excuses will be accepted. Does anybody want to try me?
Me, your professorship.
You don't have your homework, Mr. Krebs?
No, and you want to know why I don't have it?
I do know why. You didn't do it.
Right, and you want to know why I didn't do it?
Maynard,
Well, sir, I'm going to tell you why I haven't got my history homework, sir. Last night when I sat down at my desk with a nice big clean stack of white paper and a brand new fountain pen, all ready to do my homework, all of a sudden the window opened and a whole bunch of gypsies jumped through the window and stole me. And they took me to their secret hiding place in the woods and they bound me with golden chains and they blindfolded my eyes with a big red banana.
That's bandana, Mr. Krebs, and this is the most ridiculous story I've ever heard.
Pretty pathetic, huh?
It's pitiful, but pray continue.
Really? Well, after the gypsies fell asleep around the campfire, I kind of squinched myself up and escaped from the golden chains. And I grabbed a gypsy's guitar and I knocked out the gypsy king. And I leapt over the campfire and ran through the woods because their big ferocious dogs were after me. And I jumped into the lake and swam all night until I reached civilization. And that's why I haven't got my history homework.
Mr. Krebs, I can only say one thing.
That's what I was afraid of.
I believe you.
Oh, come now.
I must agree that never in my long years as a teacher have I ever heard such a fantastically insane story.
I'll buy that.
But at the same time, never in my long years as a teacher have I ever had a pupil who never, not once ever, told a lie except you, Mr. Krebs. And therefore, although my every instinct tells me that I should give you a flunk, I must accept your excuse.
Hey, Zell, why didn't you tell me about this before? This lion is great stuff.
You heard that. My friend Maynard G. Krebs, honest Maynard G. Krebs, truthful Maynard G. Krebs, has just told his first lie and he's gotten away with it. You heard what he said to Zelda.
Hey, Zell, why didn't you tell me before? This lion is great stuff.
The feet of Maynard G. Krebs are on the primrose path to perdition. And here I am stuck in bed with this rotten cold. Who, oh, who will save Maynard G. Krebs?
Me, oh me, I will save you, Maynard G. Krebs.
Save me from what, small girl? I got it made.
Maynard, you're wrong.
Maynard, I'm right. Look, small girl, all my life I've been telling the truth and all I've been getting is lumps. Now, for the first time I tell a lie and I come up smelling like a rose.
Listen.
No, small girl, my head's made up. From now on, nothing's coming out of this mouth with big black lies. I'm taking care of number one.
That's right, Maynard. You take care of number one. Never mind about me.
What's it got to do with you if I tell lies?
Look, Maynard, believe it or not, you're an inspiration to all of us.
Me? Oh, come now.
Yes, you. In this world of treachery and strife, there you stand. Simple, sweet, truthful.
Gee, I'm getting like pretty misty.
You stay misty, Maynard. Stay pure, stay trusting, stay innocent. Stay the same dear, uncomplicated, honest Maynard G. Krebs you've always been.
Oh, thank you, Zella, for showing me the error of my ways. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Maynard! Control yourself.
I hate to intrude on this touching demonstration, but may one inquire the reason?
I have told a big fat lie. I didn't get stole by no gypsies. In fact, I got no excuse at all for my history homework not being turned in. Oh, punish me, Mr. Pomfret, for I've been bad.
Krebs, arise.
You're gonna punish me now, Mr. P, huh?
Mr. Krebs, if memory serves, this is a class in history. And if history teaches us one thing, it is that tyranny falls, scoundrels are driven out, and in the end, honesty always prevails. But you already know this, Mr. Krebs. I'm not going to punish you. Instead, because you've been honest with me, I am going to give you a passing grade. You're first, I believe.
No kidding, Mr. Pomfret?
No kidding, Mr. Krebs.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah, please. No unseemly display of emotion.
Zell, you're the greatest.
Well, I'm glad somebody thinks so.
I mean, about always telling the truth. You're so right.
Yes, Maynard.
I'm gonna say the same sweet, lovable, honest kid I always been.
Fine, Maynard.
Oh, what a good boy am I.
Yes, Maynard.
I'm a darling.
Uh-huh.
I'm a cuddle bunny.
Uh-huh.
You're a nut.
Uh-huh. But I'm always gonna do like you said, small girl. I'm always gonna tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Now, I love the truth. Let's get that straight immediately. I love the truth. I also love my mom's apple pie, but there's such a thing as too much apple pie. There's also, I found out, such a thing as too much truth.
Like, hi, Mr. G. Is Dobe out of bed yet?
Not yet.
Gee, it's 2 whole days. Awful long time to stay in bed.
Yes, Maynard.
You sure he ain't dead and you're trying to keep it from me? Come on, tell me, Mr. G. I can take it.
Maynard, Dobe has a cold in his head. He'll be up in a day or two. He's fine. I'm fine. Everybody's fine.
You're fine? Oh, come now. Of course I'm fine. You don't look fine. I mean, your eyes are all kind of red and puffy, and your face is all kind of mean and squinched up, and you're all kind of hunched over and stooped.
Maynard, are you trying for a fat ear?
No, sir. I'm only telling the truth because that's all I tell, the truth. Benjamin Franklin says, the truth stands on two legs, they lie on one.
And Herbert T. Gillis says you better get out of here while you still got two legs to get out on.
Very well, sir. But before I go, I'd like to make another observation. I don't care how you comb your hair, I can still see the bald spot.
That does it. Oh, good morning, miss. May I help you?
Good morning. Am I interrupting something?
Oh, no, just a little friendly horseplay with one of the neighborhood lads. Here, Maynard. Have a kumquat.
Gee, thanks, Mr. G. You never gave me nothing before, not even the time of day.
Goodbye, Maynard. Run along like a good boy. You're new in the neighborhood?
Yes, we just moved in. I thought I'd stock up on a few groceries.
Yes, ma'am. Fire one.
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes. Oh, yes. Picked and selected with friendly, loving care.
Yeah, all the big red ones have been picked and selected and put in the top.
Neighborhood comic.
Yeah, and all the little green hard ones have been picked and selected for the bottom.
Oh, what a card you are. Did you want one or two baskets, ma'am?
I think I'll pass up the tomatoes.
Good thinking. I wouldn't get any tomatoes either.
Goodbye, Maynard.
Stick around, kid. How are your eggs? Fresh?
Fresh? Oh, we just got a shipment in from the country not more than
3 weeks ago. Dobie me up, unload the truck, remember?
Oh, what a cut-up. You should see him with a lampshade on his head. I wish you could right now. How many did you want, miss? 1 or 2 dozen? You're putting your list away?
Is this the only grocery around here?
Oh, no, there's Brundage's.
Brundage's? Oh, you don't want to trade at Brundage's. Why, Brundage is expensive. Brundage is unpolite. And Brundage
is right around the corner.
Thanks, kid.
Oh, you ingrate. You flapjaw. You
now, Herbert?
Mouth. You.
Now, Herbert.
Don't now, Herbert me. Did you hear what this snake in the grass just said?
No, dear, I didn't. But just because you didn't get any sleep last night and woke up with a short temper is no reason to take it out on Maynard. After all, it's not his fault that you stayed at the grocer's convention until 3 o'clock in the morning.
What grocer's convention? He was down at the Bison Hall shooting pool.
I was not.
Sure you was, Mr. G. I saw you down there last night through the basement window. I was out there picking up tinfoil. That's my hobby, Mr. G, picking up tinfoil. I got the biggest ball of tinfoil in the whole neighborhood, maybe the whole world.
So, shooting pool again, after you promised.
No, don't you talk to me about promises. You gave me your solemn oath that you wouldn't buy another hat this year. So what was that you came in with yesterday afternoon?
Well, that was such a bargain, marked down from $35 to $6.95.
Oh, no, Mrs. G, that was $16.95.
It was not.
Sure it was. My mother went shopping with you, don't you remember?
Aha, yourself.
Don't talk about promises to me.
Don't talk to me at all.
Oh, that suits me just fine.
Good morning, Mr. Gillis, Mrs. Gillis. How's Dobie?
They told me he wasn't dead, but they're awful liars.
What a ridiculous idea. Dobie will be fine in a day or two.
I don't suppose I could see him.
You better not, dear. He might still be contagious.
Okay, well, just tell him I came by and tell him that I'm thinking about him all the time, every minute of the day.
Were you thinking about him when you made a pass at Nate Gahagan?
Not make a pass.
Ooh, what a whopper. You're practically flying yourself on him like a boa constrictor.
That's constrictor, and I didn't.
I'm sorry, Zelda, but I'm afraid I got to go along with Big Mouth here.
And I do, too. But I must say, Zelda, I'm just a tiny bit shocked. I mean, there he is, my poor baby, upstairs in his bed of pain. And here you are throwing yourself at the first man that comes along.
Yep, that's what she did.
Perhaps it's not my place to say so, but I don't think that's the proper way for a girl to behave who claims to be in love with Dobie.
Oh, I am.
Why, there he is up there with a raging fever. I told him he was working too hard. And do you know that last Tuesday, he didn't get home from the library until after midnight?
What library? Last Tuesday was out skating with Bubbles Clancy.
He was? He told me he was at the library, too. Why, that lying rat.
Speaking of lying rats, miss, you don't do such a bad job yourself, no offense.
You neither, Mr. G, no offense. You neither, Mrs. G, no offense. In fact, this whole family's like a nest of liars, no offense.
It sure is. And I'm getting out, and for good, and right now.
Hold. Oh, dear friends, don't you see the error of your ways? Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. The truth stands on two legs, a lie on one. Oh, friends, it is not too late to change your ways and be like lovable me. All you gotta do is tell the truth all the time, and you too can be clean and pure and sweet inside, just like adorable me. Oh, dear friends, what do you say?
For you.
I doubt it.
Dobie Gillis and I are finally, utterly, definitely, completely, and positively through. I'm a free woman.
So?
So there's nothing standing in our way anymore, don't you see? You were afraid you'd be a pawn in some game between Dobie and me. Well, that's no longer true. I'm yours, all yours.
Zelda, you make it awful hard for a fella to be a gentleman. Now, I don't want to hurt your feelings, and I'm going to hate myself for saying this, but who needs you?
You do, you great ninny.
No, I don't.
Well, what's wrong with me? I'm smart, talented, loyal, devoted, and strong. My appendix is out and I haven't got a cavity in my whole head.
Swell, Zelda, but are you rich? Because I've got to have a rich girl.
Nate, am I hearing correctly?
Yes, you are.
You, Nate Gahagan, gentleman, athlete, member of the Y, you want to marry for money?
It's not a question of wanna, it's a question of have to. Look, Zelda, there's one thing in the world I can do. Shoot baskets. Now, how in the world am I going to make a living shooting baskets? If I was tall enough, I could turn pro. But I'm a little tiny fella, just 6'1". So you see, I gotta marry money.
So what's the problem, Nate? I'm loaded.
You are?
Sure. Dad's is in the automotive game. Egad, how the money rolls in.
Are you telling the truth?
Am I telling the truth? I appeal to you. Am I telling the truth?
No, Zelda, what you're telling is a bunch of big, fat, enormous lies.
You're not going to listen to me, are you?
Yep.
Oh, for shame, for shame, for shame, Zelda. I mean, what fabrications and falsehoods? That's like lies. I looked it up in this book, 101 Wise Sayings About Truth. You kids ought to get a copy, especially you, Zelda, you big liar.
Maynard, could we get back to Zelda's money?
Money? I don't think the whole family saw $50 altogether.
She said her father was in the automotive game.
He runs a broken-down body and fender shop, even wears overhauls to supper.
Zelda?
Yes, Nate?
Don't call me, I'll call you.
Don't you feel better that the truth is out? I mean, don't you kind of feel like all warm and glowy inside?
Maynard, try to understand. There are times to tell the truth and times not to.
Oh, for shame, Zelda. There is never a time not to tell the truth. I mean, never.
Bravo, Mr. Krebs. Well said.
Thank you, your Captain Gownship.
And as for you, Miss Gilroy, I must confess myself surprised. How can you say that it is ever right for people to tell a lie?
Well, sir, I didn't mean lie exactly. I just meant that sometimes it's better to be a little tactful. I mean, you don't necessarily have to tell all the truth all the time.
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Gilroy, I can't go along with that. To me, the truth is always proper, always in season, always in style. The truth is a shining garment that adorns the man who wears it.
And you ought to know about shiny garments.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Krebs. What do you mean?
I mean, take that blue suit of yours. It's so shiny I could comb my hair in the back of it. If I comb my hair, that is.
Oh, really?
Of course, that jacket you got on today ain't so shiny.
Thank you.
It's more like tacky. It kind of goes along with your necktie.
Really?
And them pants, man, they're so baggy. Looks like you got somebody else in there with you.
Mr. Krebs, it may interest you to know that many people consider me a spiffy dresser.
Name one people.
Well, I do. I think you're a very dapper fellow, Mr. Pomfret.
And I think you're a liar, Miss Gilroy.
Yep, that's what she is.
And you, Mr. Krebs, are a boor. And if either of you wants to transfer from my class, I will place no obstacles in your way.
Gee, I think he was kind of
I
sore.
think everybody's kind of sore.
You too, Zelda?
Oh, why shouldn't I be? Just look what you've done in the past couple of hours with that big truth-telling mouth of yours. Number one, Mr. Pomfret hates me.
Me too.
Number two, Nate hates me.
Me too.
Why does Nate hate you?
Why not?
Good point. Where was I?
Number two.
Oh, yeah. Number three, Dobie's father hates me.
Me too.
Number four, Dobie's mother hates me.
Me too.
Number five, Dobie's father hates Dobie's mother. Number six, Dobie's mother hates Dobie's father. Number seven, I hate Dobie. Oh, Maynard, you've done a pretty good day's work, you and your truth.
You know what I think, small girl?
What?
I don't think this town is ready for me yet.
Maybe the entire world.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe I am.
Maybe I ought to go away by myself and become a helmet.
Maynard, that's hermit. But maybe you got the right idea.
Maybe that's just what I'm going to do.
Maybe it's all for the best.
But maybe before I go, maybe I'm going to tell a few people a few things.
Well, naturally, Zelda didn't think Maynard had run away and become a hermit. I mean, Maynard's always threatening to do something crazy, like joining the Foreign Legion or becoming a tightrope walker. In fact, last year he said he was going to give up everything and become an usher. He's wild about movies, that guy. But it's just big talk, and nobody takes him seriously.
Excuse me, Mr. Pomfret, sir. I got something to say to you, and kindly don't interrupt.
Maynard, what are you doing with that suitcase?
There you go, interrupting. You don't like people to interrupt you, do you?
No, but...
Okay, I accept your apology. Are you ready?
For what?
The following. I am a man who tells the truth. You may never see me again after I say this, but I gotta say what I gotta say. Mr. Pomfret, sir, shame on you. You are the worst dresser I ever saw, except, of course, for me.
Thank you for that distinction.
I'll excuse the interruption. Now, is that a way for a teacher to dress? You stand up here telling us about culture and art and beauty, and you look like something the cat dragged in. No offense. Now, how do you expect anybody to learn anything about culture and beauty with you looking like a one-man slum? No offense. Mr. Pomfret, sir, you think you are a good teacher, but I say you're not. Zelda, I am a man who tells the truth. You may never see me after I say this, but I gotta say what I gotta say. Zelda, you are certainly a dumbbell for such a smart chick. Don't you know that if you get a fella by treachery and falsehood, someday he will realize it and he will hate you for the rest of his life. If you really want a fellow to love you, you gotta play it dead honest, because the only kind of love that lasts is a love that is built on truth. Mr. G, did you ever stop to think how lucky you are having a wife like Mrs. G? I mean, here you are all the time yellering and hollering and pinching pennies, and there she is all the time smiling and being sweet and cuddly.
Now, just a darn minute.
Quiet, Herbert. I'm sorry, Maynard. You will have to excuse Mr. Gillis.
It seems to me, Mr. G, I wouldn't be all the time down at the Bison Hall shooting pool and roaring and yelling and snorting with all those big fat fellas if I had such a sweet and cuddly wife.
I would stop you now, Maynard, and thank you, except that I don't want you to lose your train of thought.
His train of thought is a slow freight.
Go on, Maynard.
Have you ever stopped to think, Mrs. G, how lucky you are?
Oh, no, Maynard, that's your line for Herbert.
It's also my line for you. Mrs. G, you're one of the luckiest ladies in the whole neighborhood. Oh, sure, Mr. G is mean and rotten, no offense, but he also works long and hard to provide you with food and clothing and a roof over your old gray head. I mean, he's up at dawn every morning.
Sometimes
and works
earlier.
until 7 or 8 each night.
9 or 10.
And you shouldn't ought to be going out and spending money for crazy hats, which you don't need anyhow, because Mr. G is too stingy ever to take you out anyplace. In conclusion, let me state...
It's a good thing I was sick in bed, or Maynard might have ticked me off, too. Well, that concluded Maynard's lecturing for the day. But there was more coming. Plenty more.
There he is.
Maynard! Maynard, you can't do it.
Hey, give me back my suitcase.
Please stay, Maynard.
Please.
Pretty please.
Pretty please with sugar on it.
What are you doing?
Maynard, now,
Oh! If you wish to talk to me, you must appoint a spokesman and behave in a parliamentary manner.
All right, Pomfret, you're the Gabby type. Start talking.
Yes, Mr. Pomfret.
Very well. Maynard, we four have consulted, and although we agree that the bluntness of your approach had a certain lack of diplomacy, still, its content had the ring of verity.
What he's trying to say is you made sense.
You opened my eyes.
And mine.
Yes, Maynard, and mine. You were right, of course, about my other clothes.
And you were right about my chasing fellas.
And you were right about me being a lucky woman.
Oh, and you were right about me being a lucky guy.
Then you ain't sore at me?
Maynard, we love you.
Me? Oh, come now.
Yes, even me, Maynard. Son, you're all right.
You're a fine human being.
A fine, intelligent human being. And I never thought the day would come when I'd say that.
Well.
Okay, Maynard, give me the suitcase.
What do you want with my suitcase?
We don't want your suitcase, dear. We just don't want you to go away. We want you to stay with us always.
Who's going away? Where?
Concentrate, Maynard. You have to be going away. You're carrying a suitcase.
Well, I'm not going away, really. I'm just going to the movies.
With a suitcase?
Yeah, it's a triple feature. Boy, that's really a gas of a triple feature. I've seen it 8 or 10 times now. You want to come?
Maynard, just to satisfy an old man's curiosity, what do you want with a suitcase in the movies?
Oh, Mr. G, it's a triple feature. I get hungry. Who's that?
That's Maynard.
Mrs. G?
Maynard, what's the matter?
Oh, man, it's them triple features like really rough on the eyes when you sit in the front row.
Why do you sit in the front row?
Because I always sit in the front row. Oh. You guys been waiting out here all through the triple feature?
No, dear. We went home and had a little talk about you.
Yeah? What about me?
Well, numerous suggestions were put forward, Mr. Krebs. Unfortunately, none of them legal.
Yeah, and tar and feathers are hard to get now.
However, we did reach a decision.
Yes, Maynard, we did. Now, you helped all of us very much, and we are grateful.
But, Maynard, in the future, if we should ever be in any trouble and you feel like helping us...
Yeah?
Don't!
Charlie is not as intelligent as the average human being, present company accepted, of course. But nature has compensated for that by giving him an extraordinary sense of smell. I shall sacrifice my lunch for the sake of science by hiding this liverwurst sandwich. Now shut your eyes. Everybody, I'll demonstrate. One peek in his flunksville. All right? You can open your eyes. Well, there's the sandwich. Do you see it? Do you hear it? Do you smell it? No, of course you don't. But Charlie here will make a fool out of the bunch of you by going straight to the target. All right, Charlie, get the liverwurst. All right, old boy, show 'em what you can do. Up and at 'em. Well, come on, old boy, move. Well, it works with cooperative dogs. They have an extremely sensitive nose, which makes up for their inadequate, inefficient, underdeveloped brain.
You rang? Hey. Some cat left a liverwurst sandwich right behind his picture.
This is Charlie. He's a basset hound. This is my friend Maynard G. Krebs. It pains me deeply to say this, but, well, he's also a basset hound. Oh, doggone it. What's the matter with me? I'm talking myself into this whole thing. Just because Maynard has a sense of smell like a dog, well, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with him. Maynard, stop that. Here. Down, boy, down, I say.
I was just saying hello to my old feathered friend. Hi there, Charlie. What's the latest word from the Colonel?
Maynard, that's kennel, and cut it out.
Hey, Dob, I'm still hungry. You think there's any old bones laying around?
Maynard, enough.
Mr. Krebs, go back to your seat and lie down. Sit down. Krebs, you mystify me. How'd you manage to go to that hidden sandwich?
I was hungry.
That mind of yours has cooked up a very clever trick.
My mind? Oh, come now.
Got you there, Professor.
It's incredible.
No, sir, it was liverwurst.
Without precedent.
No, sir, it was without mustard.
Krebs, I despise phonies. I'm going to test that alleged extraordinary sense of smell of yours.
Oh, that's like no strain. I smell like real good.
Here, put this on.
Yes, sir. You see, sir. Woo! Where'd everybody go? It's like dog in here. Dope!
I'm right here, Maynard.
Oh, hi there, Dope. It's good to smell you again.
Now stop this chatter and let's get cracking. Now tell me, Krebs, what can that nose of yours lead you to accept food?
Well, I never tried nothing else. I figure if you can't eat it, why find it?
Look.
You know me, I'll eat anything.
All right, Mr. Krebs, sniff.
Oh, that belongs to my good buddy Doe, but that's called David Copperhead.
That's David Copperfield, and you're absolutely correct. It's incredible.
No, sir, inedible.
No, Krebs. Inedible means you can't eat it.
You ever tasted David Copperhead?
Well, you're sharper than you look, Krebs. But who isn't?
Well, thank you, Your Worship.
Now stop that fawning and follow this book. What's that?
Pen.
How about this?
Pencil sharpener.
This?
That's a pitcher of water, and you better talk to the janitor. The water's getting all moldy.
How about this?
Bottle of ink?
It's incredible.
No, sir, indelible.
You can even smell it's indelible?
Yes, sir. Isn't that incredible?
Incomprehensible.
Also inedible. You ever taste a bottle of incredible indelible ink?
I don't know what to say.
Oh, sir, you don't have to say anything at all.
Thank you. I owe it all to my now, Maynard, not now.
All right, class, thank heavens, is dismissed.
Maynard, you amaze me.
Oh, no, Dub, you amaze me. You're much better at it than me. Do your imitation of a chicken.
I mean, what you did amazed me.
Yeah, not bad, huh? Also great, terrific, and sensational.
Were you calling me Maynard Dumpling?
Right here is where I'd better fill you in on Elspeth Hummaker. Look at her. The face of an angel, the body of a goddess, the mind and heart of a collector of internal revenue. Let me put it this way. For years, Elspeth has been carrying on a passionate love affair with money. She's the only person in the history of the school to major in loot. And that's what bugged me. Why was she suddenly so interested in Maynard?
Maynard Lamb, don't you want to know why I'm suddenly so interested in you?
You're right. I don't want to know why. Like why?
Don't tell me you're afraid of little old Elspeth.
Okay, I won't tell you, but I am.
And I don't blame him. Elspeth, you're not a girl. You're a well-built barracuda. The only thing you care about is money. Come on, Maynard.
Oh, flake off, Dobie.
Yeah, flake off, Dobie.
Maynard.
Oh, I mean, unhand me, girl. I mean, with chicks, I'm strictly E pluribus unit.
Elspeth, watch out. I've got my eye on you.
Naturally, all the boys have.
No, I mean, I don't trust the way you're playing up to Maynard. Why? He hasn't got a dime.
Maybe now he hasn't. But wait. Just wait.
You mean sometime I might have a dime? Hey, how about that? My father says it'll never amount to nothing.
I don't know how, Maynard, but your nose is going to make a fortune. And when it does, guess who's going to be there?
Me. 'Cause wherever my nose goes, I goes.
How exciting. And wherever you go, Maynard Angel, I'll go. Au revoir, mon amour.
Tippecanoe and Tyler, too.
Maynard, she's got something.
She must, the way everybody whistles at her. I myself am more interested in the finer things like sewer excavations, Latin
No, Maynard. I mean, she's right about how someday you might make a lot of money with your sense of smell. But how?
I don't know, Dobe. I mean, a hound dog's got a great nose, but I've never seen a rich hound dog.
I know, but let's go talk to my dad. When it comes to making money, he always comes up with a good idea.
The best idea how Maynard could make money is to sell his brain to science, and I just happen to remember the size of his brain, and it's a miserable idea.
Now, wait a minute, Dad. That's completely unfair. Why couldn't Maynard become rich and successful?
Well, for openers, just take a look at him.
He's got you there, Dobe.
Never mind. Dad, there must be a way for Maynard to cash in on this talent of his. Professor McGuffey tested him, and no kidding, he's got a sense of smell like a dog.
He also has an appetite like a horse, and what good has that done him?
He's got a point.
Dad, we came to you for advice because you're a very shrewd businessman.
I wouldn't exactly say that.
Neither would I.
Now, just a minute, you two. We gotta study this thing out scientific-like.
Right, we've got to ask ourselves, what can we do with a fellow who's got a sense of smell like a dog?
There's a good question.
We can rent him out for fox hunts.
There's a miserable answer.
Say, maybe we
Now,
could...
just a minute. Just a darn minute. How do you know I want to make money with my nose?
Oh, I'm sorry, Maynard. I apologize for not asking. Do you?
You bet. When do we start?
That's what I thought.
This thing's got me all hung up. Maynard may have the greatest nose since that Sayonara to Bergerac, but I can't figure out what to do with the darn thing.
That ain't nice, Mr. G. I know it ain't much, but it's the only one I got. I mean, it's my own private nose.
Maynard, this is no time to be... Hey, that's it. A private nose. Maynard could be a private nose.
Private nose? Boy, have you flipped your friends completely?
Dad, this is exactly what we've been looking for. You've heard of private eyes.
You mean like, Sam Spade and Sherlock Jones?
Almost. Darn it, why didn't we think of this before?
You're stupid?
Maynard, listen to me. With your sense of smell, you can find anything that's lost. True?
True.
Good. Now, just guess how much people lose every day in cash, jewelry, furs, like that.
$1.
A tremendous amount.
$5.
Thousands of dollars a day in this town alone.
Yeah, and you know who makes a fortune finding just a few of those lost objects? Private detectives, that's who.
Right, and all they have to work with is their brains and eyes and ears. But you, Maynard, you have a nose.
Oh, a beautiful, gorgeous, money-making nose.
Right. Do you get it, Maynard?
You think I'm dumb or something?
Yeah, but answer the question anyway. Do you get it?
Maynard, you are going to open a private detective agency. You'll charge enormous prices to find stuff that people have lost.
Oh, man, I'll be like Rich.
Correction, Maynard. We'll be like Rich.
No offense, though, but it's my nose.
No offense, Maynard, but what about a brain?
I'll need like a brain?
I'm afraid so.
Oh. Hello, partner.
Yes, sir, we're in business. Dad offered to help us by letting us use the back of the store for our office, but we couldn't afford the rent. So we opened up in a booth in the campus malt shop. It was a small beginning, but with my business head and Maynard's nose, we were soon famous from one end of the school to the other. Oh, you're welcome, Professor Edelweiss. We're very happy we were able to find the missing dinosaur bone for the Archaeology Museum. What? Well, I know $30 is a stiff fee, but Mr. Krebs had a tough time getting that bone back. He had to wrestle your St. Bernard for it. Goodbye.
Hey, Dobe, let's quit as soon as we get $1 million.
All right, Maynard, we're almost up to 100 already.
Hey, only one more thousands to go.
Hello, Krebs and Gillis, private eyes. We track anything. When? No, I'm sorry, we don't handle investigations at night. My partner might catch cold, and in this business, Mr. Krebs's nose is our most important product. Yeah, bye. No, Welcome to Krebs and Gillis, friends. What can we do for you?
There's something rotten in Denmark.
Sorry, we don't take out-of-town cases.
Oh, gee, Salome, kid. What do you say we forget the whole thing?
No, Clayton, my Adonis. You lost the locket I gave you for our engagement, and we're going to find it.
Ha, missing token of romance, our specialty.
Yeah, I got a nose for love.
Here's the box the locket came in. Can you find it?
It's a cinch. Sniff, Mr. K.
Got it, Mr. G.
Yeah, our fee for finding a missing locket is $15, payable in advance.
Advance? Oh, hold it,
Policy
Walter.
of the house. Take it or leave it. Remember, Mr. Krebs's nose is more sensitive than a Stradivarius violin.
Also better looking.
Okay, it's a deal.
Ah, gee, Salome, kid.
Quiet, Clayton. You know you're crazy in love with me, and I'm going to find the locket that proves it.
You better turn me loose, Dobe. My nose is getting the message.
Charlie, there's nothing the matter with you. You're as healthy as a person. Let's try it again, all right? Now go get the sandwich. Okay, boy, up and at 'em. Let's get moving.
Hi, Charlie. Roast beef. You run out of liverwurst, huh?
Charlie, why can't you be more like Krebs?
Right. Krebs and Gillis' nose has come through again.
Oh, boy, this is it. Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
You know where I found it?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Hey, Salome, kid, let's cut out.
Quiet, lover. Yeah, where'd you find the locket?
In the parking lot,
Oh,
under the front seat of Gloria Grimsby's car.
Gloria Grimsby. That love thief, that she-wolf, that bleached-out blonde. How come my locket was in Gloria Grimsby's car?
Ah, jeez.
What kind of low-down double-crosser you trying to pull, you low-down double-crosser? When I think of all the years and all the money I wasted on you, you drip. You know you're nuts about me. How come you keep sneaking off to those other girls? One of these days,
See why I wanted to get paid in advance.
You're all brain dope, except for the party that's bank booked.
Hey, my name is Mrs. Tarantino. Are you those college kids that have been sniffing out all those missing articles?
At your service, ma'am. What article have you misplaced?
My husband, the bum.
A man walked out on a wife like you? I can't believe it.
I can.
Maybe.
You gotta find them kids. You just gotta. I really miss the good-for-nothing creep.
Have no fear, Mrs. Tarantino. With Mr. Krebs's nose on the job, your husband's practically home in your arms.
Poor devil.
Maynard really put his nose into his work. Mrs. Tarantino gave him one of her husband's old overcoats to sniff. And from that point on, he moved like a bloodhound. He trailed Mr. Tarantino all over town and finally zeroed in on him in a park down by the river. Mrs. Tarantino and I showed up there, too. We wanted to be in on the kill. Mrs. Tarantino, Maynard picked up the scent from your husband's old overcoat, and he tracked him this far. All we have to do now is wait.
Oh, Monty. Monty, where are you? God. God forever.
That's him, Dobe. That's the carpet.
Maynard, that's culprit. Now, you sure?
Like positive. I got the message through both nostrils.
When that happens, it's money in the bank.
You gotta be kidding. That ain't Monty. Why, he's twice Monty's size, and Monty don't have no beard.
Mrs. Tarantino, watch. Monty? Monty?
You talking to me?
Monty? Is that you? Oh, it is you, you coward!
Please, Blossom, I just couldn't take it no more with your mother all the time hanging around the house.
Mama left a week ago. I'll tear you apart, you
Wait a
bum.
minute, the old walrus is gone? Then what are we fighting about? I'm coming home, dollface.
Pupsy.
Snookums.
Sweetheart, now you wait right here. Don't go. Here you are. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Tarantino. Hey, Maynard, not only are you making money, but you're bringing joy and gladness into the world.
Gee, my private nose is getting all misty.
greatest thing that ever happened to Maynard. He's a new person. You wouldn't know him.
Promise?
Okay, you can kid about it, but being successful like this has given him something he never had before.
Confidence.
Money.
Oh, well, that'd put backbone in a jellyfish.
It sure worked with Maynard. He walks around now with his head high and his shoulders squared. Yes, sir, from here on, nothing can stop Maynard.
Stop, Maynard. I want to talk to you.
Like hi girl, like bye girl.
I hear your new detective agency is a smashing success.
I ain't saying.
They say you handle 3 or 4 cases a day.
It's more like 15, but I ain't saying.
And $5 or $10 a case?
That's more like 15 too, but I ain't saying.
Maynard, if I told you I thought you were absolutely fascinating, what would you say?
I ain't saying.
You do find me attractive, don't you, Maynard?
Oh, I guess you're okay if you like that type.
All right, then. Why don't you run away?
Oh, yeah. I just decided I like the type.
Come sit close to me. Closer.
Hey, if anybody comes by, girl, make out like you never saw me before.
Maynard, why do you always avoid girls?
It's been more like vice versa.
That's all in the past, when you were a mere boy. Now you're a man with dignity, poise, maturity.
Loot.
All right, money helps. I don't deny that. But money only proves what a man is like inside. To me, a fellow who's just merely suave and handsome is nothing compared to a fellow who boils with push and drive and ambition. And you are such a fellow.
Me? Oh, come now.
You have a sensational talent. Use it right and you could become famous. A man among men. A giant.
Oh, me and Dobie are doing pretty good right now. You ought to see the new office in the Endicott building. Ooh, it's a doozer.
It's a rat trap. Maynard, the time has come for you to move into the big leagues, and I'm going to help you.
Oh, you're like a real human being for a girl, but I already got a partner, namely Dobe.
Then you're getting another one, baby, namely me.
Oh, no, we positively ain't taking in no new partners.
Oh, Maynard, you don't really mean that, do you, my sweet? For me, please?
Oh, no, in 10 million years I wouldn't ask my good buddy Dobe to take in a new partner.
Take in a new partner?
Now you're talking. Welcome aboard, partner.
Now, just a minute, Elspeth. Just a darn minute.
I took the liberty of having a new sign painted. Observe. Lots of class, huh?
No, you don't. I absolutely refuse to have anything to do with a detective agency named Hummaker, Krebs, and Gillis.
Well, sorry to see you go.
Yes, stop her. Don't you see what she's doing?
Sure, she just let your name out.
I mean, don't you see how she's trying to take over this whole operation, including you?
Maynard, love, are you going to believe your own eyes or what I tell you?
You ought to be ashamed, Dobe.
That does it. Maynard, you'll have to choose between us, her or me.
For that kind of fight, I don't even bother to warm up.
Never mind. All right, Maynard, what's your decision? And remember, I'm your friend. I taught you everything you know.
And I'm soft and round and cuddly.
I do your homework for you.
My skin is like the petal of a flower.
I get you out of trouble at least twice a day.
And I whisper sweet nothings in your ear.
Hey, Dobe. Ever since we've been little tiny babies, you always wanted me to be happy, didn't you?
Right, and I'm glad you realized it.
And ever since you found out there were 2 kinds of little tiny babies, boy and girl kinds, what have you been telling me I should have to be happy? Girl, right?
Well, yes.
And I got one now, right?
Right.
And she's more girl than practically anyone, right?
Right. Goodbye, good buddy. All right, so I lost Maynard to that ponytail calculating machine. But it wasn't a fair fight. I mean, her ammunition was so much better than mine. However, if Maynard insists on getting involved with that kind of a person, I'm going to keep hands off and let him suffer.
Maynard, my pet, are you happy with your little Elspeth?
You bet. You're the best neck scratcher I ever knew, except for my Aunt Walter.
Then you will follow my instructions. From now on, whatever information your nose picks up, we'll peddle to the highest bidder.
Sure, Oh, but that ain't nice.
True.
That's just legal.
True.
And unhonest.
You're going to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Over my dead body, he's gonna do it. Sure, Maynard had dumped me and let Elspeth trap him, but let's be fair. Look at the bait she'd offered. And Maynard is, in a manner of speaking, only human. Yes, sir. Now he needed my friendship more than ever to save him from becoming a low-down, disreputable criminal.
A low-down, disreputable criminal? You bet. Mr. Krebs's nose will find him. Right. Our price depends. On what? On what you can afford, of course. Why don't you drop by the office and we'll discuss it? Bring money. Who says you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip?
Yeah, who?
What's wrong, Maynard?
Well, we've been partners now 10 days. That's almost a week. And you'll be making me use my nose for all kinds of mean and sneaky things. For money. I mean, like sniffing out them chemicals for the kids in the chemistry class so they get A's in their test and like that. I mean, I feel evil.
Maynard, sweetheart, would I ask you to do anything that wasn't right for both of us?
Uh-huh.
Well, all right, but it's only because I'm looking ahead to our future. And to think you don't trust me.
Oh, don't cry, girl, huh?
Poor little me, always misunderstood.
Like there.
I was only trying to make us happy.
I didn't mean nothing, really.
Then you do have faith in me.
Oh, you bet. What kind of cat and bounty do you take me for?
Oh, well, that's better. Now let's get back to work. Your nose has an appointment that is going to make us a fortune.
Maynard, I came to save you.
Like, hi, Dope. What's the caper, pal?
Maynard, take off that silly trench coat. You're coming with me.
Ha!
Maynard.
Oh, just hold me at my end of the conversation.
Maynard, if you stay here, Elspeth will turn you into a crook. She'll ruin you.
No offense, Dope, but you're all wet. She wouldn't do that. She likes me.
Bunk. Without your nose, she wouldn't even talk to you.
Without a nose, I look pretty funny.
You know what I mean. If you caught a cold and lost your sense of smell, she'd drop you like a hot potato.
She would?
She would.
I would not.
She would not.
Maynard, you're going to regret this.
Oh, Dope, no offense, but she would never do a thing.
Maynard, you sneeze.
Not me.
You have a cold.
Oh, yeah, I get all the time. I mean, I get 8 to 10 a week. It's like, it's like 12 years if I had a stuffed up nose.
Maynard, that's awful.
See how worried she is, Dope?
Yeah, she's worried about the loss of income.
Oh, Dobie, why don't you go re-enlist or something? Maynard, my pet, when you do get a cold, what happens to your nose?
I sneeze to it.
Oh, I mean, Maynard, would you do little Elsbeth a favor?
Anything, little Elspeth.
Close your eyes, my pumpkin.
Anything you say, my little doll.
Now, sniff this and tell me what it is.
Oh, that's easy. That's a liverwurst sandwich.
And what about this?
It's a bottle of ink, indelible.
Back off, Dobie. He's my property. Now, Maynard, do little Elspeth a favor and go and get the telephone book off the table with your eyes closed.
Oh.
There's a lamb.
Sure, Lamb, it's as easy as falling off a dog.
Maynard, I could strangle you.
Ooh, did anybody get over that drop?
Are you all right?
Ooh. I know what happened. Everything just seemed up and bumped into me.
What happened is you bumped your way right out of my life. Arrivederci, creep.
My little Elspeth.
Back off, Buster. You lost the nose bit, and without that, you're a seedy, shabby nothing. See you around, Fido.
I'm sorry you had to find this out the hard way, Maynard, but it's lucky you caught that cold when you did.
What cold?
What cold? The cold that just made you... Oh, Maynard, you sly dog. Maynard, this is wonderful.
Yeah, no more than a normal life for me. I'm going to turn off my super nose and smell just like everybody else.
No more detective agency, no more sniffing around for money?
No, I'm just going to be the old, sweet, lovable old Maynard.
Right, and best of all, you're rid of that money-crazy Elspeth.
True.
Yes, sir. From here on, Maynard, it's just you and me.
I'm afraid so, Dobe. I'm afraid so. Like, hi, Dobe.
Oh, hi, Maynard.
You're going to invite me for dinner, ain't you? You're having pot roast.
Maynard, you've been sniffing again.
Oh, no, Dobe. I turned off my nose like I promised you. The reason I know about the pot roast is I kind of hear your mother talking on the telephone. You're going to invite me, huh, please?
How can you hear Mom on the phone? She's upstairs.
Yeah, sure. She's talking to her old friend, Mrs. Appleby, and she's saying, we have enough pot roast for half a dozen people. I don't see how we're going to finish it all.
Maynard, you can hear that?
Sure, can everybody?
Can't nobody, including you.
Oh, sure, Dobe. But for instance, I can hear your father coming down the street whistling Yankee Doodle off key.
Maynard, you're making this up. Nobody could possibly...
Yeah, off key.
It's amazing.
No, it's Yankee Doodle.
What's amazing about Yankee Doodle? What?
Dad, listen to me. Maynard has a sense of hearing that's unbelievable.
He has?
He can hear voices through walls. Dad, we can make a fortune.
You mean?
Yeah.
Maynard, I have a little business.
Eclipse, a poem, Your Face a Rhapsody?
Yes.
Who?
You, Dobie, 4 times in the last hour.
Oh, well, I knew I'd heard it someplace. But it's true, my beloved, though mere words can never capture the magic of your beauty.
Oh, Dobie, darling, how charming you are. How gallant.
How true.
No wonder I love you so much that I can overlook your one little fault.
How true. A love like ours is a sun. One little fault?
Please, my sweet, let's just forget that I brought
That's
it up.
impossible. How can we go strolling down life's highway together if that one little crummy fault's sitting there ready to booby trap us? Now, come on, tell me.
Dearest, if I do, you'll get mad.
Angel, I never get mad, so tell me already.
All right, you ask for it. Dobie, my love, you are cruel.
Cruel? Me? Lovable me?
Also heartless.
Me? Lovable me?
Also cold-blooded and inhuman.
Me? Lovable me?
I'm afraid so, Dobie. Oh, you're not that way with everyone. It only shows up when you're dealing with one of nature's most wretched, miserable, mistreated creatures.
You right?
There, you poor, miserable, mistreated creature.
Maynard? It's Maynard I'm treating so cruel and heartless?
Yes.
Looking at the most decent fella in the whole history of S. Peter Pryor Junior College. That's a fact. I mean, if they handed out a decency award, I'd win it by 8 or 10 links. A modesty award, maybe not. But decency, a piece of cake. That's why Caprice has no right to call me a cruel, heartless, low-down bum.
She sure has, you cruel, heartless, low-down bum.
Maynard.
Quiet, rat.
Maynard, what's got into you?
I was brung up never to disagree with a lady. And if this chick says you're a low-down bum, then I gotta go along with her. No offense, good buddy, you low-down bum.
Oh, no, Maynard, I didn't say that about Dobie. What I said was that he's treating you outrageously, and he probably doesn't even realize it.
You bet I don't realize it. Caprice, what are you driving at? I'm the best and most helpful friend Maynard ever had.
That's true, girl. I'm a fellow who needs all the help he can get. Just look at me.
It's like an animal that's been raised in a zoo or a circus or like that. They become so helpless and dependent that they're doomed if they're ever turned loose in the jungle.
Yeah, I think I see what you mean.
Me too.
You do?
No.
Maynard, what I mean is that someday I will have to leave you.
You going on a trip or something, Dub?
What if I did?
What's the problem? I'll go along with you.
Well, what if someday I get married?
What's the problem? I'll move in with you.
What if my wife doesn't approve?
What's the problem? We'll get rid of her. You bet. You wouldn't leave me all alone to go gurgling down the drain, would you, good buddy?
Caprice, would you step over here for a minute? I'd like to talk to you. Excuse us, Maynard.
Sure, Dub.
Caprice, you're right. I was a fool for not seeing how I'm ruining Maynard. Now, there's only one... Maynard, we thought we were alone.
Keep right on talking, Dub. He ain't bothering me.
Yeah, Maynard, why don't you go over there by the science building and watch for the rhinoceros? I hear there's one running loose in the neighborhood.
Oh, no. You don't fool me that way. I know there ain't no rhinoceroses over there. That's just a trick to get rid of me, ain't it?
Yes, Maynard, it is. Maynard, where are you going?
To look for the rhinoceroses. You know how much I like to get fooled.
Maynard's a whopper of a problem, all right, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Of course there is. He's still young. He still may be able to learn a few things. Oh, it's a dim prospect, I'll admit. But if we wait any longer, he'll be much too far gone to save.
Gee, I don't know.
Like help, Dope. Like help, good buddy. I was trying to tie my shoelaces all by myself, good buddy, but I think you better give me some help, huh?
Now do you see how helpless you've made him? Now do you see why you have to shove him out of the nest so he'll learn to fly for himself?
Yeah, and now. This is a picture of a baby bird in its nest. This is Maynard G. Krebs. Now, what do these two elements have in common? They've both got to be pushed out of the nest so they'll learn how to fly by themselves. I'm not sure about the bird, but I know it'll be tough for Maynard. He still has trouble walking. It was the most painful decision I ever made in my whole entire life, but it had to be done. I had to get Maynard out of my life, totally and entirely, for his own good.
And it ain't going to do the rest of us no harm either.
But that isn't nice. Maynard is a sweet boy, and I enjoy having him around.
You don't mean that, do you, Winnie?
No.
All right, go ahead and kid, but if Maynard stopped coming around, you'd miss him something awful.
Try me, boy. Try me.
Please, Dad. Whatever's wrong with Maynard's my fault. I babied him and pampered him and really helped to mess him up.
And you did a good job, boy, because he is a mess.
Dad, please.
Dobie, dear, how can we help you?
I've got to figure out the right way to get Maynard out of our lives.
I'm on a sign on the door that says, quarantine, bubonic plague.
Herbert, that is a cruel, disgraceful idea. Do you think it would work? Just a passing thought, dear.
What's all this hogwash about a right way? There's only one right way. Tell him to his face that it'd be better off for everybody concerned if he don't hang around here no more. That way there'll be no confusion.
Like, hi, Mrs. G.
Hello, dear.
Like, hi, Dope G.
Oh, hello, Maynard.
Like, hi, Mr. G.
Hello, Maynard. Am I happy to see you because I have something very important to say to you.
To me, Mr. G?
Just to you.
Ooh, for joy, for joy. I mean, an important man like you with heads full of big, smart ideas is going to talk to me? Like, wow.
Right. Now,
wow, this is the most important thing that ever happened to me. I mean, I looked for you as like my father or a certified public accountant or the president, and you got words for me? Maynard? Oh, please, sir. Don't talk too fast, sir, because I want to hear every word, like, real clear.
Sure.
I mean, when a prominent citizen like you, I mean, it's a little square, has something to say, it's got to be important. I mean, you got to listen to it.
Maynard?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Retail ship. Yes, sir.
Take these groceries over to Mrs. Tarantino's right now, and I'll give you a quarter.
A quarter? Oh, for joy, that's almost 15 cents.
Our big, brave hero.
No, Winnie, the circumstances just went with... You know, when you do something like... The truth of the matter is... I chickened out. Oh, Winnie, when that poor schnook looked up at me with those sick, soupy spaniel eyes of his, I just couldn't go through with it. All right, call me a bum.
No, dear, it's all right. I forgive you, because underneath that gruff exterior there beats the heart of a fine human being.
Underneath this gruff exterior there beats the heart of a jellyfish, and we are still stuck with Maynard.
All right, call me weak.
You're weak.
Call me wishy-washy.
You're wishy-washy.
Call me... Well, call me any name you want that describes a fellow who knows what ought to be done to save his friend from a dismal future, but who hasn't got the gumption to do something about it.
All right, you're a... Beats me what you are.
How can Maynard ever forgive me? I want to help him, but how? Nobody's got the nerve to tell him goodbye, and what other way is there?
We could get plastic surgery, change our names, and move to another part of town.
Bully for you, Herbert. It's a good thing the Russians don't have your brain.
Okay, but at least I tried to kick the little bird out of the nest. Why don't you try it?
Are you kidding? I'm just a woman.
How about you, Dobie?
Are you kidding? I'm just a boy. How about you, Dad?
Are you kidding? I'm just...
Chicken?
Right.
Say, wouldn't it be great if Maynard decided to leave us?
Maynard? Oh, come now.
True, but it's a beautiful dream, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
I can almost see it. He walks in here and he says, hey, guess what? My father got transferred to Lake Cleveland and we all got to move.
Oh, fat chance.
Hey, guess what? My father got transferred to Lake Cleveland. We all got to move.
Later, Maynard.
Much later. Cleveland?
Transferred?
When?
Tonight or October, I forget which.
When?
It must be tonight, because my mom's been packing things in the trunk all day long, including my Aunt Walter.
Dad, Maynard, you're not just making this up.
I don't think so. I mean, my father got this call from his boss, see, and the boss said if he transferred to Cleveland real quick, then he'd get a raise in salary. And my father said, with the way I eat, which is like a medium-sized horse, well, what's the use stalling? He grabbed the job. I mean, every penny counts.
Dad, Maynard will miss you.
We'll be miserable.
Oh, but we'll try to bear up under it, boy.
I promise you won't cry over me when I'm gone.
We're struggling to hold up our morale.
Man, your dad must have been crying on the inside because he sure was laughing like mad on the outside.
Well, Maynard, I guess this is it.
It sure is. What is it?
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, no, Maynard, no, not yet.
Gee, I'm gonna miss you, though.
And I'll miss you, Maynard, but take my word for it. It's all for the best. Someday you'll understand.
Me? Oh, come now.
Sure you will, Maynard. And meanwhile, we've got a lot of happy memories to look back on.
Yeah. Remember how I got us dragged in the principal's office when I threw my petrified fur out through the window of the girls' gym?
Sure, I remember.
And remember how I got us locked up in jail when I painted a mustache on the picture of the chief of police? Only it wasn't a picture, it was the real chief of police.
I remember.
It was on bread and water for 2 days.
That I remember, too.
And you've done some real nice things for me, too, though.
Hell, thank you, Maynard. I tried.
Yeah, the thing I remember best is how whenever I do something up, you always rescued me.
Yeah, what are friends for?
Now, after I move to Cleveland, don't you worry about me, because I'll get along great.
Sure you will, Maynard.
I mean, if I get into trouble and you ain't there to help me, I mean, I won't care too much if I get kicked out of school.
Maynard.
I mean, I probably will get kicked out of school and in big trouble, but a fella's got to learn to do something for himself, right?
Right.
So, like, hail and farewell, good buddy. Write to me sometime. I mean, if I'm not in jail or sick or too down and out to buy a stamp, I'll answer you.
Well, moving to Cleveland.
Moving? Who's moving? Maynard moves away from here over my dead body.
What's the matter with you, boy? You clipped your curls completely.
Why, it's what we all wanted, dear, for his own good.
Yeah, the little bird flies out of the nest. Remember, boy? Remember? Oh,
Sure, I remember. I just got carried away for a minute. Maynard? Maynard, good buddy. The best of luck to you always.
Hey, and the same to you, Dope. And on Christmas?
Yes, Maynard.
Don't bother sending me anything inexpensive. That's like a joke. Better get me out of here fast before I get too misty to flying clean.
Have a wonderful time in Cleveland, dear. Goodbye.
Well, the little bird, Maynard, has been out of the nest for over a week now, and already he's learning to fly. Here's a letter he wrote from Cleveland. No stamps and 4 cents postage due. Well, Rome wasn't built in a day. Dear Dobe, please excuse me for writing in pencil, but I broke my pen. This pencil ain't much good either, but I'll try to... That's all there is. He was right about the pencil. Maynard will make good on his own. I know it. And I'm making out pretty good myself. Now that Maynard's off my back, I'm becoming Dobie Gillis, playboy.
Dobie Gillis, you're becoming a drag.
Caprice, my sweet, that's not true.
Oh, come off it, Dobie. Ever since Maynard left, you've been creeping around like a mother hen trying to find her egg.
Just for the first few days. Everything's fine
Well,
now.
then come on. Let's go ice skating over at the arena.
I can't. I've got to go home and pick up the mail. There might be a letter from Maynard.
Oh, brother.
There might be postage due.
Huh?
You would have had to be there.
All right. It's getting late anyway. What time are you picking me up for the movies tonight?
Caprice, my great questing beast, I was meaning to tell you, I'm afraid we'll have to call off our date.
What?
Maynard's going to call long distance, and I have to be home to get the call.
That does it. You're not just a mother hen, you're the whole chicken yard.
Now, if I'm not there when he phones, he'll cry.
Dobie.
It'll destroy his faith in the entire telephone system. He may never dial again.
Dobie, have I told you lately that you're a drag?
All right, so I worry about Maynard, but I can't help it. I've got a conscience. I've got a duty. I've got responsibilities.
You know what you haven't got?
What?
Me. Sayonara, creep. I'll send you a card on Mother's Day.
Yeah, Caprice, wait. Come back, please. Caprice. Gee, it's getting cloudy. I hope it doesn't rain in Cleveland.
Because if it does, that knothead Maynard won't have sense enough to come in out of it.
You miss him, don't you, dear?
Miss him? I hardly even realize he's gone.
Then why are you reading the out-of-town weather reports?
Because I already read the funnies in the sports section. What else is there? And any more questions?
Well, I miss him, the sweet, lovable dear.
Maynard, you clumsy stupid. Why don't you look where you're... Oh, it's only you, Dobie.
Only you, Dobie? What does that mean?
Well, it just means...
It means, dear, that for a moment there we thought you were Maynard.
No, you miss him too, huh?
Yes, I certainly do miss him, the sweet, lovable dear.
Yeah, and I feel kind of responsible for him. After all, he spent the best years of my life here in this store. All right, so I miss him too.
I think maybe we shouldn't have been so eager to send him away.
It was for his own good.
True, but it was so abrupt. When you try to kick a habit, shouldn't you do it kind of slow?
Dear, I'm afraid that the shock of being taken away from his old life so quickly may be very bad for him.
True, he was on the ragged edge already.
Well, there's no sense crying over it now. He's moved away with his family, and we couldn't get him back even if we wanted to.
Say, maybe we could. If his family decided he should finish school here and he had a nice place to stay.
And a fine, decent family offered to take care of him.
Oh, no, you don't. Even if I said he could move in here, which I did not, his family would never let him go in a million years.
I just came in from Cleveland by the train, and my mom and dad said they'd be happy as larks if you'd let me come and live with you.
So Maynard moved in with us on a full-time, 24-hour-a-day basis. Now, I didn't expect it to be easy. After all, he's been living with his own family for years, and they're still not used to him. So we were prepared to do a little adjusting.
Dobe, I hope you don't mind sleeping on the floor.
There's no reason to sleep on the floor, Maynard. The bed's plenty big.
I don't know, Dobe. I sleep kind of funny.
Maynard, nobody sleeps that funny. Maynard! Maynard!
When I'm in a strange house.
Are you going to play the drums at 4:30 every morning?
Yeah, you're nice people. You deserve it.
This human drumstick has got to go. Dobie.
Breakfast ready. Come and get it.
Morning, Mrs. G. I'm ready.
Well, good morning, Maynard. What kept you?
I had to get dressed when you started calling.
Oh, what a night. If I ever see another bongo drum, I'll smash it.
See, everybody digs my music after they get used to it.
You don't think you're clever.
Where's Dobie?
Oh, we left around 3 or 2 hours ago. Somebody about getting to school so he could catch him in his sleep.
You're kidding.
I am? Hey, Mrs. G, what's for eats?
Well, dear, what would you like? Eggs, hotcakes, toast?
For breakfast?
Well, yes.
Well, I like them my usual, namely chow mein, pizza, chili and beans, and celery tonic.
See what I can dig up.
Winnie, nothing for me. I'm not very hungry this morning.
Mr. G, do you want to know what I like to eat for Sunday breakfast?
No, Maynard.
Okay, I'll tell you. What I like to eat for Sunday breakfast is barbecued spare ribs, fried rice, 2 vanilla malteds, tamales with onions, and a chocolate ice cream soda with diced lamb frosting.
I may never eat again.
Oh, hello, Maynard. I'm looking for Dobie.
He's over at school.
Oh, he wrote me the sweetest note, telling me how I'm the only girl in the world he could ever love. So now I want to find him and tell him we can start going together again.
Well, he telephoned me by telephone and asked me to bring him this here textbook.
Wait a minute, Maynard. Huh? That's not a textbook.
You sure?
Yeah.
Anderson, Amy, Klondike 54232. Blonde, blue eyes, fair dance, eats like a horse, won't let you kiss her goodnight. Yeah, I guess it ain't a textbook. Heckendorf, Emily, Klamath 57811. Redhead, great shape.
What?
That's what it says.
Maynard, why don't you try under, shall we say the letter P?
P. That comes after Z, huh?
Read.
Penny Baker, Dolores, 36, 22, 34. Hey, that's a funny phone number.
Sure.
Hair color changes every week.
No, Maynard, try the next one.
Pringle Caprice.
That's the one.
Yeah. Hey, that's you.
It sure is. Give me that.
Oh, no. Dobe's my roommate. I'm going to protect him.
All right, then, you read it.
Okay, that's different. Pringle Caprice, Klondike 54949. Brunette, good-looking, good shape, but in the wrong clothes, looks kind of happy.
That's hippie, and I'll strangle that creep.
You won't clench your hippie ship. A good dancer, good sense of humor, says she won't let you kiss her goodnight until the 5th date, but she's a pushover for a smooth sales talk. Sounds like it's some kind of foreign language. What does it mean?
It means that when you see Dobie, give him this from me.
Oh, hi, Maynard. Any messages for me?
Yeah, from Caprice. She said to give you this.
Oh, Maynard, I'm terribly sorry.
That's okay, Mrs. G.
Well, it's a lovely day, isn't it?
Like beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Like scrumptious.
Delightful.
Like I'm an honored guest and I'm going to help you clean up.
It may rain.
I always have my mom at home.
Maynard.
She says I'm the most helpless person she ever saw.
That's what I'm afraid of. Dear, aren't you supposed to be in class with Dobie this morning?
Oh, no more, Mrs. G. I flunked that class. Ain't you lucky?
Oh, boy. Well, in that case, let's first shake out these blankets and sheets.
Yes, my leader.
Cracker crumbs, peanut shells!
I kind of got hungry during the night. Also, I got cold.
Maynard.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, in the first place, you don't have to come over here every time that I talk to you.
Okay, Mrs. G.
And in the second place, you don't have to jump on the bed every time you go from one side of it to the other.
That's okay, Mrs. G. I like it.
Oh, Maynard, are you sure that you flunked that class in school at all? What a foolish question. Of course you did. Now, we are going to fold these blankets, and later I will sweep the floor.
Yes, right, ma'am.
Maynard, I have a wonderful idea.
Whatever you say, my captain.
Why don't you go downstairs and help Mr. Gillis in the store?
Who do you think sent me up here? Welcome to Gillis Grocery, Mrs. Kenny, your customership.
Maynard, you're working here?
Yeah, like true.
Like by.
No, Mrs. Kenny. I'll be good. See, I'm staying with the Gillises, bless their little hearts, and I want to show I dig their kindness by helping with the work. Work?
All right, I'll take a chance, Maynard, but watch it. Give me 5 pounds of potatoes. And,
Oh, maybe better skip, Mrs. K. I mean, with all that weight your husband's packing around.
What?
No offense, but fat.
Maynard, I'm going to wring
Here
your
at the
neck.
Gillis Grocery, we believe in the personal touch. I mean, you don't want to see your husband get any more pleasingly plump than already he is. Last night he couldn't get in the telephone booth. Boy, is he fat.
Give me those potatoes.
Okay, Mrs. Kenny, cash, no charge.
Now, wait a minute.
Mr. Gillis says we got to watch you like a hawk because you're one of the biggest deadbeats in the whole neighborhood.
Good morning, Mrs. Kenny, and how is my favorite little customer this morning?
Who's the deadbeat, you
What?
cheap chiseler?
Huh?
Who are
Oh,
you?
oh.
From now on, I shop at Brentage's, where they treat me like a lady.
You? Oh, come now. We're very happy to serve you here at Gillis Grocery. Oh, I'm starting to like this world of big business. What do I do next?
What is there left for you to do, Maynard? You and I are going to have a talk.
Hey, what do you want to learn, Mr. G?
Daddy was only trying to help out.
Help me out of the grocery business, that's what.
I goofed again, huh?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say goof.
I would.
And so would I, man.
I was just trying to be part of the team, but I guess I just don't fit. I mean, that's what always happens. Whenever there's a round hole, I'm the square pig.
Maynard, that's Peg, and you know we love you. It's just that you're a, well, shall we say a trial?
Shall we say pain in the neck?
Maynard, dear.
No, I'm going to pack my other sneakers and go back to my folks. I'm a pain in the neck to them, too, but they got to love me. My father looked up in the law books. I mean, he checked.
Yeah, probably better that way, Maynard.
I'm afraid it is, dear.
You bet it is, dear.
I'll telephone your folks in Cleveland and tell them that you're on your way.
Why call them in Cleveland, Mrs. G?
No offense, dear, but if you're on your way, they need a little warning.
No, I mean, they ain't in Cleveland. They're right here in town.
What?
They moved back?
Yeah, around 5 or 4 days ago.
You've been mooching off us all this time?
Without even trying to go home?
My folks had a hard life, so I thought I'd give them a little vacation. You got a point. Like, thank you.
But we need a vacation, too, Maynard.
Maynard, I am going to wring your neck.
I got a much better idea.
What?
Well, since my folks ain't in Cleveland, that means they're right here in town. That means I can go home. Good thinking?
No offense, but...
Good thinking!
Good thinking. Maynard, what are you doing here this time of night?
Waiting for you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Maynard, but Caprice and I are back together again. We're going to go twist at the Peabody Lounge. Come on, Caprice.
Okay, go ahead. I'll probably be right by myself.
Maynard.
I mean, you two young people have fun. I mean, if I get in any kind of trouble or I get lost, I'll call my folks instead of you. But I expect they won't be home.
Well, Dobie, who's it going to be, Maynard or me?
Caprice, I love you.
And I love my petrified frog and my guppies.
Well, Dobie?
Caprice, let me put it like this.
No, let me put it like this. Goodbye.
Cheer up, good buddy. You still got me.
I'm afraid so, Maynard. I'm afraid so. Whereas I'm the son of a plain, simple grocer, Herbert T. Gillis. But does Samantha care that she's from the upper crust and I'm from the hoi polloi? Of course she doesn't. And why doesn't she? Because she doesn't know. And why doesn't she know? Because I lied to her.
Dobie, are you sure you're the sort of boy I should be seen with?
But of course.
It would be just awful if I found myself getting in with the wrong crowd.
Disastrous.
Then you are socially acceptable.
Utterly.
And from a fine old family.
We were at the dock when those greenhorns got off the Mayflower.
I must say, it's odd Mother couldn't find your family in the book.
Of course we're in the book. Klamath 51486.
I mean the book, the social register.
Yo, that book.
You're not listed.
Yo, we're listed all right, but we're so social it's an unlisted listing.
Did worry me. You seem a pleasant enough boy.
Oh, delightful.
But one never knows. Supposing you turned out to be some shoddy, seedy, tacky nonentity.
You rang?
Heavens, what's that?
Are you kidding, girl? I'm Dope's oldest and closest and dearest good buddy in the whole world.
Surely you jest. Dobie, can this be true?
He's an eccentric rich millionaire.
Dope, can you lend me 15 cents?
Yeah. See, he never carries a cent, just like Rockefeller.
Because I'm going to take a bus home if your dad doesn't show up soon with a truck.
Your father drives a truck.
It's the gardeners. Our rolls broke down.
Dobie, exactly what does your father do?
Herbert T. Gillis? Oh, he has a
gross contempt for people who toil for a living.
Naturally.
Yes.
But what does he do?
Like I said, he has a
growing number of large corporations of every description.
Well, describe one. When you walk into your father's place of business, what do you see?
Well, mostly it's like rows and rows of
canny speculators waiting for Dad to give him a signal.
Come on, Dope, let's go. Whoop, there's my ride.
Maynard, watch what you're doing. Look out for those tomatoes.
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes. Dad grows them as a hobby in the hothouse behind the 2 swimming pools. Is that a golden girl or is that a golden girl? But you know what it takes to take out a golden girl? Gold. Lots and lots of gold. And to find all that gold, where does one look? Well, fortunately, there's always that little pot at the end of the rainbow.
Dobie?
It's okay, Dad. I was just browsing.
Browsing for what?
$20.
$20?
Dad, it's a matter of life or death.
Yeah, yours. You try getting away with $20.
Dad, I'll put in an IOU.
I already got IOUs from you, enough to last me till 1994.
Dad, I honestly, absolutely need that 20 for the spring prom.
A college dance for $20? Where are they holding it, at Fort Knox?
And it's not just the tickets. There's the corsage and the taxi and the midnight supper. Samantha expects those things.
And who is Samantha?
The girl I'm taking. You saw her on campus today.
Oh, yeah, the one that looks like a horse.
Like a thoroughbred, Dad, and she is. Samantha's a rich, beautiful heiress.
How about that, huh? Here I am, just an ordinary Joe, trying to hack it out in a corner grocery store, yet my son takes heiresses to proms, to and fro in taxis, buys them corsages, midnight suppers.
Now, that's America, Dad.
You're right, boy, and I'm not going to stand in your way. I am going to help you out.
Ah, you're a peach,
with a
Dad.
little very good advice. If you need $20, go out and earn it.
Not go to the prom? Don't be ridiculous.
But it's just another dance, my sweets. Surely you've been to dozens of them.
Hundreds. I adore dancing.
Yeah, the same old music.
I love old songs.
The same old familiar faces.
Not to me. I just enrolled here.
And then after the dance, inevitably, we'll find ourselves having a bite in some dreary little place.
Not us. We'll go to the Golden Bear.
The Golden Bear?
I hear their caviar is just heaven.
Caviar?
Black caviar with blenny. It's a Russian dish.
Do you think at a time like this we should be eating Russian dishes?
Dancing always gives me such an appetite.
Goodbye, Samantha.
Dobie, you're not leaving. It's so early.
I suddenly remembered I've got to get to work. Let's face it, there's just no way I can make $20 in one day. I mean, without maybe stealing a Picasso from some museum. No one person can make that much honestly. But 2 persons could, maybe. Especially if the second person was such a good friend to the first person that he'd make him a personal loan.
I won't do it.
Maynard.
I mean, I'd lend you the money gladly without interest or cholesterol.
Hey, Maynard, that's collateral.
But work to earn it first.
Maynard, it's just one day's work.
Work? Oh, Doe, those used to be habit for me.
Not this job. Read the sign. Wanted for Wednesday only. 2 personable, efficient young men at Eta Theta sorority open house. $10 each.
Ooh, those sorority houses, like crawling with girls.
You won't help me.
Nope.
Maynard, I'm shocked. Who's been your best friend ever since we were little tiny babies?
You, good buddy.
And who taught you how to tie your shoe?
You, good buddy.
And who taught you how to dial the telephone?
You, good buddy.
And who taught you...
That's about all I know how to do, Doe.
Well, you wouldn't have known that much if it hadn't been for me. And now I ask you for one little favor, and what do you say?
So long, ex-good buddy.
Here we are, Mrs. Osborne, ready for work.
Work?
Man.
You advertised for 2 efficient young students, and they sent you these peasants?
I'm afraid so, Mrs. Osborne.
Ah, shocking. All right, Gillis and Dreggs.
That's Krebs you're dragging, Chips.
Silence. As national chairwoman of the alumni of Eta Theta, I am here today to see that this open house is a brilliant success. Well, naturally, my presence here assures that.
Oh, it does, Mrs.
But
Osborne.
everything else must be ticky-boo. Now, at the proper time, you will serve a buffet supper. In the meantime, you are to circulate the refreshments in a decorous manner.
Oh, Mrs. Osborne, would you excuse me? I think I hear the guests arriving.
Lady fingers.
Oh, keep yourselves unobtrusively in the background, you nasty boys. We have invited the most prominent co-eds on the campus, hoping to induce them to join our sorority, and that is why it is particularly important that you perform your duties discreetly, quietly, and unobtrusively. Now, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't.
Well, understand this. Under no circumstances are you to venture to the 2nd floor where the girls have their sleeping quarters. Because if you do, you will be expelled from the college.
Why would we want to go upstairs? There's nothing but girls up there.
Refreshments, mademoiselle.
Thank you.
May I recommend the petit fours?
Merci.
Maynard, easy does it. Just be calm and cool and collected.
Oh, hi, Samantha. Oh, I'm so glad you were able to come.
Just calm and... Samantha?
What a charming room. Come in and get acquainted. Oh, darn. Now, where are those waiters with those refreshments?
It's Samantha, all right. If she sees me working here as a butler, I'm doomed.
How come you buttle real good?
Samantha despises people who work. She thinks I'm a rich playboy.
Okay, I'll serve the pretty threes.
Maynard, that's petty fours, and she thinks you're an eccentric millionaire.
So I buttle for kicks.
You're not that eccentric.
About you lackeys, there's work to be done.
Mrs. Osborne, we have to leave right now.
Now?
It's an emergency. Could we please have our money?
Before you have completed your miserable chores?
We'll come back another time and work like dogs for you. We'll scrub floors.
You were hired to serve refreshments and later on a buffet supper. And unless you perform the duties for which you were hired, not only will you not be paid, but I will report you to the dean. And if your marks are what I think they are...
Mine are. Dope's too.
Then you do not wish to be reported to the dean.
Not me. Dope neither.
Then get busy and serve.
Eta Theta is my first choice. That is, if I'm asked to join.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that.
I hear you have a marvy crowd.
All the big wheels on campus.
Samantha, wouldn't you care for a bite of something? I'd adore some hors d'oeuvres.
Waiter! Waiter!
Hors d'oeuvres, please.
Sorry, not my table.
Sir!
Oh, would you please lower that tray? Thank you.
Don't leave.
No, we think of Eta Theta as the family sorority.
Really?
A cup of tea, Samantha. Love it.
Some tea, please.
You see, Grandmums founded the Radcliffe chapter.
Did she?
So, of course, Mater was an Eta Theta. And later, my sister Greta.
At what school?
Decatur. Of cream or lemon? Cream, please. Sugar. 2 lumps, please.
Oh, man, I'm bushed. All this spooking
Maynard,
around.
it's just one day's work.
Work? Oh, Dope, I don't mind it. I mean, I do mind it, but it ain't worth it for some snooty chick, especially when her name is Salamander.
Maynard, that's Samantha.
No offense, good buddy, but can't you, like, lose her?
Lose that golden girl, that thoroughbred?
So you'll find another chick who looks like a horse.
Yes, we'd love to show you the kitchen, Samantha.
Oh, man, you're dead.
Not yet. Hey, upstairs. Dobie, get explained. Not if they don't catch us.
I'll be with you in a second, Sally.
Inside.
Hey, it's just a girl's room. How come they don't want fellas to come up here?
Where are you going? I want to change my shoes. Oh, do you have to? I have to. All right, then I'll go with you.
Who needs a broken leg?
Good thinking.
Out the back door. Yeah, quick, under the bed.
I'll just slip into some flats. These tight shoes are murder. Yeah, I know what you mean. My flats are under the bed. That's better. Well, let's get back to the party.
Now I know mice feel.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
They tell me they reserved this chapter president. Really? Me. Come along, child. No dormitories at Eta Theta. The girls have lovely rooms.
You're very kind.
Into the class. Oh, my pleasure. After all, your mother and I were definitely to do.
I read someplace at a picture auction, I think, that one picture's worth 1,000 words. So let me show you a picture of the tight spot Maynard and I were in. Tight? The darn thing was squeezing us to death. Here's the closet where we were hiding. And here's the hallway where Samantha and Mrs. Osborne and an army of girls were marching. We were in terrible danger every minute we stayed there. So there was only one brave, heroic, manly thing to do.
Well, my folks always wanted a girl. How do I look?
Almost perfect, Maynard. There's just one thing wrong.
Oh, my pants showing. I can fix that.
It's not the pants, Maynard.
Well, this dress doesn't do too much for my figure.
It's not your figure either.
Oh, no, Dope. Please, no,
Maynard,
please. It's just
Maynard,
a
it won't hurt a
beard,
bit.
Dope. It's just a little tiny beard, Dope.
Maynard.
Look at all the chicks that got beards. Look at all the ones in the circus.
Maynard,
it
I'd
took me 2 years
sooner
to grow
cut
it.
off my right arm.
Cut it off. Cut it off. No, Dope, look. Instant camouflage. Look,
Maynard.
look.
Oh, hi, girls. You must be a couple of prospective members.
I'm Sally Sawyer, the chapter president.
And this is Martha Van Trees. And what are your names?
I'm May. And I'm Doe.
May and Joe. I'll remember. Martha, what do you think? This dress is too dressy for the occasion, isn't it? I'm afraid so. Then I'll change it. Come to think of it, mine's too dressy, too.
Oh, no, it's beautiful. Don't change a thing.
That's very flattering, but it really isn't right for an afternoon party. Martha, would you bring the brown dress, please? Oh, that's too plain. Bring the blue one. It's so warm down in the living room. I wonder if I'd have time to take a shower.
Oh,
What are you girls?
no. Water's so wet. The showers are spooky. So wet. Yes.
What's the matter with you girls?
No, it's just
Well, I think a shower sounds like a wonderful idea.
No. Showers are murder.
I'm afraid we're not going to have the time.
No time.
May, would you be a lamb and zip me? Would you girls care to change anything?
Oh, yes.
No, would you care to freshen up? She doesn't need to with her lovely complexion. May, it's Passion's night. Try some.
Sally, I want to talk to you. Oh, who are these young ladies?
This is May. They're interested in becoming one of us.
Charming. Not exactly in the classic mold, but charming. Sally, we have a desperate situation. Ginger ale is running low and pistachio nuts are all gone.
Oh, dear. What can we do? There isn't a grocer in town to deliver at this hour.
Wait a minute. I just thought of something. There is one grocer, Herbert T. Gillis. He'd do anything for $1.
That's him, all right. But, Mrs. Osborne, you don't mean you're going to have Mr. Gillis come over here right now?
At once.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
And pray why not?
Oh, he charges too much. His prices are way out of line. Also, he's mean and rotten. He yells a lot. No offense, no offense.
True, but in desperate situations, we take desperate measures. I'll go call Gillis.
Don't.
What's the matter, girls? Too much excitement?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I know how you feel. Say, I have an idea. Let's go downstairs and join in the sing. There's nothing like a good old sing to soothe the soul. Come on, girls. Well, thank you. I wish boys would learn to do that.
Girls, let's try this hymn once more, and this time everybody sing. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Daughters true of Ada, pledge our hearts to thee. May thy fame grow ever greater, fair sorority.
Fair sorority.
Yoicks, where did you get that note?
From my father.
Now, girls, we'll have a buffet supper shortly, and in the meantime, just relax and enjoy yourselves.
Supper, Maynard. Back to work.
Oh.
Where have you been, you nasty boys?
Like here and like there.
Set out this food in the living room immediately.
Hey, Dope, Samantha's heading this way.
Isn't she beautiful? Back in the kitchen. Again, we were in the soup, but this time the battle conditions had changed. Mrs. Osborne knew that 2 male waiters were somewhere in the house, and if she caught us upstairs, we'd be the soup. What did we do? Did we get dressed up as girls again? That'd be the cowardly way out. And we took it.
Delivery from Kane's Bake Shop. Where do you want it?
Oh, on the table.
Hey, you're cute. I mean you, honey. A little skinny, maybe, but I could go for you. You got a steady boyfriend? Well, how about a date tonight, huh? Oh, the bashful type, huh? But I bet when you get to know a fella, you're a barrel of fun. You like dancing, Baberino? Dreamy waltzes? Rock and roll? Cha-cha!
No.
Hey, baby.
May
1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Stop it. 1, 2, stop it. This is debauchery. Cha-cha-cha. 1, 2.
Out! See you tonight, kid. Wear something low-cut and slinky.
The idea. An eta-theta Rashi consorting with the lower orders. Have you seen the waiters? No. I mean, two odious boys in waiters' uniform. Well, where are they? Why aren't they serving out there?
Come on, Maynard.
Ain't we due for a coffee break yet? Hey, Dobe?
What?
Samantha just got in line.
What are you doing down there?
Looking for a serving spoon.
Here, Dobe.
Me.
Oh, I hope you look too, Dobe.
Okay, so we were trapped again. But this time I wasn't going to make a darn fool of myself by getting disguised as a girl. No, sir. Now, if we went this way with Mrs. Osborne and the girls coming through... that won't work. Well, what about if we climbed down here and... No, that'd take us right past the windows. Aha, I have it. Of course. It's the only way.
Oh, hi, girls.
Dad!
Somebody called up in a hurry and told me to rush right down with this, and what do you mean, Dad?
Like, hi, Mr. G.
Maynard, what are you doing in these girls' clothes?
That's a good question. If you come up with a good answer, tell us.
We're working here.
What as, hat check girls?
Well, it's a little hard to explain.
Practically impossible.
Yeah, well, never mind. Where did you get these dresses?
Yeah, upstairs.
Well, march right back up there and put them back where you found them.
Dad,
Mr.
look,
G,
March!
Dad.
March on the
Dad.
double! 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, hurry up! Anybody catch you, all right, which room is it?
In here, Dad.
Okay, get in there and get out of these things and fast.
Dad, we
We can't, Mr. G. They'll kick us out of school.
Yeah.
What, for not wearing girls' clothes? What kind of a kooky guy is this? Get in there.
Carry on, girls. Search every room. I'm sure I saw a man go up the back stairs.
Oh, Dobe, let's just give up, huh?
No. Come on, Dad. Into the closet.
Into the closet? Are you one of your cotton picking minds?
Dad, you want a college man in the family, don't you?
A college man, yeah, but this is ridiculous.
Into the closet.
Carry on, girls. Carry on. Search. Oh, girls, have you seen a man up here?
How'd you do?
I'm Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne, Sr., your hostess. You're one of the girls' mothers, I presume? Oh, yes, of course. I see the resemblance. But wouldn't you care to come downstairs and have a bit of supper with us?
Oh, Charles!
Your slip is showing.
So the golden girl, Samantha Digby's lost to me forever and ever. And my dad's been barred from the campus forever and ever. And the dean's put me on probation forever and ever. But the worst thing of all didn't happen to Dad, or to me. It happened to Maynard.
Go! Go, you wretched, low-born creatures, and never let me clap these aristocratic eyes on you again.
Babe, Reno, I'm here. I don't care what you do to me. I don't care what anybody does. I found my love at last, and nobody can take her from me. Come, my tiger. Though the whole world may be against us, we will dance, dance,
How do you do?
medal in archaeology to a great gentleman, a great scholar, a great scientist, Maynard G. Krebs.
No, your eyes weren't playing tricks on you. This really is my friend Maynard G. Krebs. Spooky, huh? I mean, up to now, science was interested in studying Maynard. Well, it all started a couple of weeks ago when Maynard and the dean were having a little meeting. At that time, too, the dean was concerned with Maynard's future in the academic world.
You're expelled.
Dope, I got a funny feeling he's trying to tell me something.
Maynard, pay attention.
Krebs, what do you have to say about these wretched, shameful, deplorable midterm grades of yours?
They're wretched, shameful, and deportable.
That's deplorable. And Krebs, your school record is a disgrace to the college. A blot on the entire academic world. A pitiful display.
If you don't like my work, sir, you don't have to beat around the bush. Just come right out and say it.
Krebs, I'm a kind-hearted man. I don't want to expel you.
I'll give you a break. You don't have to.
Dean Magruder, may I say a few words in Maynard's defense?
All right. All right. Go ahead.
I can't think of any. No. I mean, please give Maynard another chance, sir.
I'd be happy to. If you can give me one reason for these dreadful marks.
That's easy. They won't let me cheat.
Sir, isn't there anything we can do to keep Maynard in school?
I'm aware of the grave importance of this matter, Mr. Gillis, so I'll make you a deal.
Anything, sir. Anything to keep Maynard in school.
All right. Find me one member of the faculty who's willing to put up with Krebs for a full semester.
Maynard, you're out of school.
No, good buddy, don't quit. I mean, don't dump me. Don't drop me like a hot tomato.
Maynard, that's potato, and calm down. I just remembered a very intelligent member of the faculty who might be willing to take a chance on you.
Any member of the faculty who would take a chance on me ain't intelligent.
And who are you thinking of, Mr. Gillis?
Dr. Burkhart in archaeology.
That's possible. She's a woman and therefore sympathetic.
And understanding.
And sensitive.
And helpful.
And public-spirited.
And soft-headed.
She'll do it.
Oh, my dead body, I'll do it.
Please, Dr. Burkhart, don't be hasty. Give it some thought.
Very well. I'll give it some thought. I'm giving it some thought. I've given it some thought, and I won't do it.
She's got a point.
Dr. Burkhart, don't you realize how vital this is to Maynard?
I don't.
Please accept him in your archaeology class. It'll change his whole life. Why, if he passes the course, he'll be assured, self-reliant, confident.
Flabbergasted.
Look, Mr. Gillis, Mr. Krebs, I pride myself on being a kind-hearted person, but...
I wonder why so many kind-hearted persons are so anxious to boot me out of school.
Dr. Burkhart, we came to you because we felt that you're a person who's sympathetic and understanding and sensitive and public-spirited.
And soft-headed.
Maynard.
Just hold the mind of the conversation.
Mr. Krebs, anyone who inspires such loyalty in a friend as you inspire in Mr. Gillis must have something pretty worthwhile inside him.
So you'll give him a chance?
You'll give me a chance?
I'll give you a chance, and may heaven have mercy on my soul.
Oh, gee, thanks, Dr. Burkhart, thanks. You won't regret this.
You want to bet?
Dr. B, if you're one of nature's noblemen like Dr. Schweitzer or Florence Nightingale or Ben Casey...
Archaeology? Oh, come now. He can't even pronounce it.
Dad, that's not fair.
Is it true?
Oh, it's true, all right. It just isn't fair.
I rest my case.
Dad, I'm afraid you just don't understand.
Oh, I understand, but good boy. You college kids don't pay no attention to the rest of us because you think we're a bunch of old fogies, don't you?
Yeah, I'd rather not say, Dad.
Go ahead. Say, boy, say. I won't do nothing.
All right. Yes, sometimes we do think you're a bunch of old fogies.
I have just cut your salary $3 a week.
Dad, you promised. You promised.
Right. And that'll just show you that us old fogies is twice as smart as you young fogies and 3 times as tricky. College, too. I ain't got a college education, and I'm doing all right. Look at this store here. I do the buying, keep the books, take the inventory, run the whole shebang myself. Can you stand there and tell me that anybody who does this is stupid? Well, why don't you answer me? Answer me, boy.
I refuse to answer on the grounds that I can't afford to lose another $3 a week.
Okay, you don't have to answer me. I know what you're thinking, and I'm cutting you another $3.
Dad, could we get back to Maynard, please, before I have to declare bankruptcy?
Maynard? What is all this talk about Maynard? You know as well as I do he ain't got one chance in 5 million of passing that archaeology course. Why, he even flunks recess.
But he's trying. He's giving it everything he's got. Day and night, he's got his nose buried in a book.
Mr. Krebs.
What? Who? Where?
We are studying archaeology. May one ask what you're doing?
One may. Research.
Prehistoric Pete.
Yeah, it's all about them cats in the olden days who ran around their BVDs.
Mr. Krebs, I'm taking this comic book to the dean.
Oh, that's okay. Would you please ask him to return it when he's finished reading it? Because it's all about this prehistoric Pete and his girlfriend, Stone Age Sarah. What a dish.
If you please, this is, despite appearances, still a class, so may we return to our study of the Stone Age? We may, or you shall all receive bright, shiny F's on your report card. Thank you for your cooperation. Mr. Gillis, tell us what you know about the Stone Age.
Me, Dr. Burkhart?
You, Mr. Gillis. Have you read today's assignment? And oh, what a foolish question.
True.
Mr. Gillis, I know why Mr. Krebs, for better or worse, is taking this class. But why are you enrolled here? And oh, what another foolish question. And good morning, Miss Overholt.
Good morning, Dr. Burkhart. I know oodles about the Stone Age. Just ask me.
Oh, that's a refreshing novelty. Tell us what you know, Miss Overholt.
The Stone Age is that age in the history of mankind that was marked by the first use of stone implements. It is generally considered to have begun approximately 20,000 years ago. The Stone Age preceded the Bronze and Iron Ages.
Well, that's an excellent recitation, Miss Overholt. From what encyclopedia did you get this valuable information?
What encyclopedia? From Maynard's copy of Prehistoric Pete.
Very funny, Miss Overholt. Class, we shall see who has the last laugh come grading time. Oh. Now, students, to our next project. Do you realize that in this very classroom, we're only a few miles from the home of a race of crude, primitive savages?
What few miles? My family only lives 2 blocks away.
No, Mr. Krebs, I'm referring to the Wasatch Hills on the outskirts of town. Out there, a few thousand years ago, lived a tribe of cave-dwelling Indians who looked like this. Stone Age Indians, hunting wild beasts by day with primitive weapons, huddling at night in dark, cheerless caves. And students, we are going to see them.
The Indians?
The caves. The tribe itself has long since vanished into the darkness of time, but the caves still remain. And students, we are going to explore them. And perhaps if we're lucky, we'll find an artifact.
Like artifacts?
Like artifact. A remnant of a knife, cooking bowl, perhaps an arrowhead, something that will aid the class in its study of the Stone Age. Now, we have bus transportation to the Wasatch Hills for only half the class at one time, so we shall divide into 2 groups.
Dr. Burkhart, you mean we'll be up there in the hills where it's quiet and peaceful with lots of lonely, isolated, romantic trails and like that?
Precisely, Mr. Gillis. And that's precisely why I've assigned you and Miss Overholt to separate groups.
Oh, now, just a minute, Dr. Burkhart.
Chin up, Mr. Gillis. You can't win them all.
No, but you can sure lose them all. I know.
Oh, there they are. The Stone Age caves. Now, the entrance is just past that ridge. Follow me.
Hey, girl, ain't you forgot something?
What?
The rest of your outfit.
Maynard, this is all of it. It's the latest style.
Man, what an age we live in. Just like Stone Age Sarah.
Hurry up, Maynard. The class is getting way ahead.
I can't go no farther. My feet are aching from head to toe.
Well, why didn't you wear heavy shoes like Dr. Burkhart suggested?
Because I ain't got no heavy shoes, so I wore 2 pair of sneakers.
Maynard, you're the strangest fellow I ever met.
Well, we all gotta be good at something.
But I better go catch up with the rest of the class. I'll ask them to slow down and wait for you.
You're all heart girls. Ooh, man. Come on, foot. Man, it's dark in here. And spooky and damp and dank and spongy. Just like my room at home. I wonder where those ladies and gentlemen of the Stone Age put a light switch. Man, that's service. Like thanks. Thanks? Like thanks who? Oh, like hi. Excuse me for barging in like this, your Indian ship, but I didn't know nobody was home. My name is Krebs, Maynard G.
Ugh.
That's your name, Ugg? Ugg who?
Ugh.
Oh, I dig. Ugg, huh? I mean, it's like Walla Walla or Simone Simone or Hildegard.
Ugh.
Krebs. Oh, man. Hey, did you paint this?
Gagoon.
Oh, it's like beautiful. Ooh. Hey, did you paint that too?
Higa.
That's like beautiful too. And man, that's good work. I mean, you're another fuzzy Michelangelo. You mind to sit down? Yeah. My teacher, Dr. Burkhart, brought us out here to go exploring these caves on account of there's something special.
Agagu.
What's so special? My good man, don't you know that once upon a time, years and years ago, these caves were inhabited by Stone Age Indians?
Go now.
Please don't interrupt. Once upon a time ago, these caves were loaded with prehistoric characters who had long, stringy hair and beautiful coats of fur and clothes made out of skins of animals and shoes like tied on their feet.
Igu.
Yeah, like that. Anyhow, Dr. Burkhart brought us up here to look for artifacts.
Igogo.
Artifacts. That's the stuff that was left behind when they like varnished into thin air. You know, like knives and axes and arrows and stuff like that. Yeah, you got the idea.
Igogo.
Oh, gee, like, thanks. I mean, you're like a real human being. More or less. Hey, I want to give a present to you, too. Here. You can read this in case your television goes on the blink, you see? That's prehistoric Pete, and he lived in a cave, too. Hey, maybe you have the same landlords, huh? Well, I gotta be going now, because when Dr. B finds me missing, she's gonna start worrying. That is after she stops applauding. Oh, this? It's a camera. Like, watch. See? Don't be scared. I mean, it's just a camera, right? All right, now, ready? Like what? Say cheese. It's like magic. I mean, it's like, abba.
Abacadabra.
Yeah, that's it. How about that?
Unaga.
Sure, you can have it. I mean, it's like courtesy of the house. I mean, I don't know what that means, but they always say that in the movies. Hey, how do I like get out of here anyway? Huh? Oh. I thank you for your courtesy, and you're a true blue host.
Gagun.
We'll have lunch sometime. You bring the eats.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
That's what my father kept saying, but after a while, he got used to me.
No, not you, Maynard. The stone axe you brought back with you.
Do you realize what this is? Sure, an axe.
Right.
Made of stone.
Right.
From the Stone Age.
Right. Now do you see what you brought back?
Yeah, an axe made of stone from the Stone Age.
Exactly. And Maynard, you still don't get it.
This thing is thousands of years old, mate.
It's genuine. It matches this picture in my archaeology book perfectly.
Yeah, where'd you find it, Maynard? A man gave it to me.
A man? Who? What's his name?
Ugg. Huh? Not huh? Ugg. As a matter of fact, Ugg.
Where'd you meet this Mr. Ugg?
In a cave. That's where he lives.
Mm-hmm. His name is Ugg, and he lives in a cave, huh?
You're a little slow, Mr. G, but you're catching on.
Maynard, listen to me. Tomorrow you're going to take this axe to Dr. Burkhart, true?
True.
And she's going to be very proud of you because this is a historic relic, a truly remarkable find, true?
True.
And on account of this remarkable discovery, she's going to give you a good grade in archaeology, true?
True.
So when you give her the axe, kindly keep your ridiculous, idiotic, screwy story to yourself. No offense. And just tell her you found the axe in a cave and leave it at that.
But, Dobe, that's a fib.
Maynard, it's just a little fib, and a little fib is okay as long as it's told to protect somebody from something.
Protect who? From what?
You, from getting dragged off to the booby barn.
Okay, I'll do it, Dobe. I don't understand it, but I'll do it.
Believe me, Maynard, it's for your own good.
Okay, I just tell Dr. Burkhart I wandered into this cave and found this axe thousands of years old. But I never told a lie before.
Maynard, you never passed a course before either.
Meet Maynard G. Krebs, boy fibber.
Look at these. Newspaper stories from all over the world about my friend Maynard G. Krebs. A Stone Age axe from a hillside cave lifted him from the lowest depths to the highest heights. Yes, Maynard was the hero of the campus. The members of the faculty praised Maynard to the skies. He'd brought great fame to S. Peter Pryor Junior College. Maynard loved the attention. In fact, he ate it up. And finally, the grand climax. Maynard was given the award as Archaeology's Man of the Year. Yes, those were good days in the life of Maynard G. Krebs. He was a hero, a scholar, a giant among men.
A bum!
You shouldn't call Mr. Krebs names like that.
No? What else would you call him?
Well, a bum.
Mr. Krebs, that Stone Age axe is a phony.
It's an imitation. I tested it myself for radiocarbon content. That's an absolutely foolproof way of determining how old a relic is.
My Uncle Mark could tell how old a horse was. What he'd do is open up the horse's mouth and look in. And if there were no teeth, he's an old horse.
If it isn't 20,000 years old, why, it isn't 20 years old. In fact, according to the radiocarbon test, it appears to have been made a couple of days ago, which happens to be exactly the day you visited the cave, Mr. Krebs.
Like fancy that.
That axe is an ingenious forgery.
Mr. Krebs, I trusted you, I believed you, and you deceived me like this. Where did you learn to be so tricky, so deceitful, so evil?
Watching gangster pictures in the late movie on TV.
Krebs, tell us the truth about this axe.
You're right, Eugene, but I shouldn't have fibbed and said I found it.
Ah, that's better. All right. Where did it come from?
From Ugg.
Ugg? Who?
Ugg.
Krebs, the truth.
You really want me to tell you what happened?
So Maynard told him the story about his Indian friend. He told it so simply, so honestly, so directly that when he was finished, there was only one thing they could say.
Krebs, you're lying.
Mr. Krebs, do you expect us to believe that story?
No.
Dr. Burkhardt, do you think that boy has flipped his wig entirely?
I do.
Dean Magruder, before you do anything drastic, I suggest that we drive out to the caves.
The caves?
To give Mr. Krebs a chance to produce his friend Ugg.
Dr. Burkhardt, you're not seriously suggesting that there really is a Stone Age Indian out there, are you?
Sure she is. Weren't you listening? How did you ever get to be Dean?
No, Dean Magruder, I certainly don't think that there's a Stone Age Indian out there, but there might be somebody. Perhaps an eccentric hermit with a delusion that he's living in prehistoric times. Such a person might well have fooled Mr. Krebs.
Yeah, it's essential to pull the wool over my eyes. I'm Gulliver.
Mr. Krebs, that's wool, gullible. The whole idea is ridiculous.
Is it? After all, somebody made this axe.
Don't look at me, your professorship. In kindergarten, I flunked sand pile.
Remember? We came through here.
Yes, yes. And then we went around here and through there.
And when I left, Maynard was standing right there.
Oh, good buddy. It's me, Maynard G. Krebs from the camera and the comic book. Don't you remember? Hey, open up. Maybe you went out shopping.
Yes, to the supermarket for a dozen fresh dinosaur eggs. Come, Dr. Burkhardt. Miss Overholt, we've wasted enough time.
Maynard, you'd better drive back with us.
No, I think I'll stick around and wait for Ugg.
Ah, that's good thinking, Krebs. He's probably next door visiting his friends, the Flintstones. Well, ladies.
Goodbye, Maynard. Good luck, Maynard.
Oh, yes. Krebs, come to attention. Krebs, dismissed.
Man is like drafted, expelled, disgraced, booted, and they took away all my shiny new medals. I'm like doomed, and all because Ugg wouldn't open his door. Oh, there you are, Mr. Ugg. Where were you when I needed you?
Agaboo.
Oh, enough of the excuses. We gotta talk business. Would you please go back to the school so I can introduce you to the dean and Dr. Burkhardt? They're nice people, both of them. Well, except for the dean, and Dr. B ain't exactly the greatest neither.
Agaboo.
You won't? You like privacy?
Agora.
That's why you live in a cave?
Pura dog.
And you want peace and quiet and not a lot of people bugging you all the time.
Gigoon.
Except for me, because I ain't like people. Well, I guess nobody's ever gonna believe you're for real. Well, I guess it's like Flunksville for Maynard G. Krebs. Doom.
Gigoon Bill.
You got like an idea?
Gagagi.
Oh, I dig. I take this picture back to school and I show it to the dean and Dr. Burkhardt. Then they know you're for real, not just a pigment of my imagination.
Agoba.
Oh, yeah, figment. Thanks a lot, Mr. Ugg. You're like a real human being, a heck of a good sport, and a great American.
Anguba. Gagin. Gilububa.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. To you all Americans is immigrants, huh? Yeah. Oh, man, wait till the dean and Dr. Burkhardt see this picture. They gotta know you're for real.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
That's what my father kept saying, but after a while he got used to me.
Maynard, you already did that.
Mr. Krebs, you have discovered a member of a vestigial Stone Age community that has miraculously continued to exist after 20,000 years.
You mean Mr. Ugg is 20,000 years old?
No,
man, he sure is well preserved. He don't look like a day over 10,000.
No, Mr. Krebs, it simply means that your friend is the last surviving member of a tribe that hasn't altered its customs or way of life since the Stone Age.
Imagine, hidden away in those caves. Their first contact with modern civilization was when this fellow Ugg ran into Maynard G. Krebs.
Dean Magruder, don't forget this tremendous scientific accomplishment was achieved by Maynard alone.
Oh, yeah, yes, of course. Krebs, my boy, Once again, you have joined the Immortals of Science.
Hey, how about that? And I flunked long division.
Oh, wait till it's the newspapers. Every scientist in America will come here to meet Ugg.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yes, he'll probably be invited to Washington. New York will give him a ticker tape parade.
The first thing we have to do is to make him presentable.
Presentable? You mean like a shave and a haircut and clothes and hard shoes?
Yes.
I don't know. Mr. Ugg's, he ain't built for that kind of life.
We'll move him out of that cave and right into our museum.
But he's an independent spirit. He don't like to be locked up.
He has no choice. He has to. Science demands it.
Poor Mr. Ugg.
So we all drove out to the caves again, and you can imagine how we felt. Like pioneers in an undiscovered world, like Columbus or Magellan or Rod Serling. We decided that Maynard should go into the cave by himself first to make sure his friend Ugg wouldn't get scared and hide away.
They're outside waiting. They sent me in first to see if you want to see them.
Aguba?
No, just the dean, my teacher, and my good buddy Dobe.
Agu.
I gotta warn you, Mr. Ugg, you're like famous, and people want to take your picture and study you and all like that. You're face to face with civilization.
Igabu.
You have to wear a coat and a tie.
Agiba.
And real hard shoes.
Aguba.
Yeah, I know how you feel, Mr. Ugg. Civilization is rough. I mean, all them houses and stores and them electric lights and them big wide roads so folks can crawl bumper to bumper, and smog, and wonder drugs that cure diseases before they're even invented. But there's movies about the monster who devoured Cleveland, and Indians and cowboys fighting on TV, and
Bobo?
No, the Indians always lose. There's also tanks and guns and rockets and missiles and anti-missiles and anti-missile missiles and anti-missile missiles and bombs and fallout shelters and...
Mbaba?
I scared myself. If there's a back door to this cage, you better zoom out and forget you ever heard about civilization.
Mbaba.
No, I mean it, Mr. Ugg. I mean, take your stone axes and your knife and your fishing rod and head for the deep, deep hills and leave civilization to us. We're stuck with it.
Oh! Alabuga!
And a boogie to you too, sir. It's been a gas.
Open up, Maynard. Open up.
Coming.
He sows trouble.
Well, where is he? Where's your friend Ugg?
Dean, there ain't no person named Doug. Maynard. It's true, Doug. I made him up out of my head.
Mr. Krebs, you didn't.
Dr. B, I did.
Krebs, this is the last straw. You'll pay for this, I promise you.
Please, Dean Magruder, try to understand. Maynard's always been a little offbeat.
I'll offbeat him, dragging us here twice to meet some preposterous creature who only exists in his twisted imagination.
Well, I'm still not convinced of that, sir. Look. See? Fresh paint. And it still isn't finished. I've studied paintings of the Stone Age era for years, and this is perfect. The style, design, color, everything.
Maynard, there is an Indian, isn't there?
Of course there is. Maynard wouldn't lie. Maynard, tell us where he is.
There ain't no Indian, and I ain't gonna tell you where he is. Because if I do, you're gonna make him wear hard shoes, a coat, and a tie. You'll drag him out like he was some kind of freak, and everybody will push him and shove him and poke him.
You might as well give up, sir. Maynard's not going to help you. Are you, Maynard?
I made up my head.
We could hire bulldozers and tractors to tear up this entire mountain until we find him.
True. And what if we don't find him? What if we spend $200,000 or $300,000 digging up this mountain and find no Indian? And then the state legislature calls us and asks us, why did you spend all that money? And we say, a fellow told us there was an Indian around here. And they say, what fellow? And we introduce our star witness, Maynard G. Krebs.
I see your point. Well, you got another idea?
You bet I do. It's an idea I've used with great success in the past. Every time I'm in a situation that's utterly impossible like this, I slowly repeat, the whole thing never happened. 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 The whole thing never
Good night, Mr. Ogg.
Aguga, Maynard G. Krebs.
my tiger, accept these humble blossoms as a token of my admiration. Earning the money to buy them took hours of hard, grueling, back-breaking labor.
That's very flattering, Dobie.
My father's getting pretty old to put in all that work.
Dobie, pay attention. You know I think you're a very nice boy.
Uh-oh.
With loads of character.
Sure.
And a cute personality.
You bet.
And honesty and integrity.
And bye-bye, Dobie.
Bye-bye, Dobie. How did you know what I was going to say?
With me, any conversation with a girl that starts off with, "You're a nice boy, Dobie," ends up with, "Bye-bye, Dobie."
I'm sorry, Dobie, but honestly, it's not your fault. It's me. I mean, I've been in the oddest mood these past few days. Miserable and peculiar and impossible.
My party's a smashing success. 3 Princeton boys just fell in the punch bowl.
Oh, Cousin Chatsworth.
Cousin Chatsworth?
Of course. Cousin Edwina has just arrived from our country estate in the east. It's called Connecticut. She's my 3rd cousin, thrice removed. See how closely she resembles me?
Chatsworth, anyone who'd say such a terrible thing about a girl's no gentleman.
Oh, hush up, you low-born person. All we members of the Osborne dynasty are devastatingly attractive.
Cousin Chatsworth, I am fed up with the Osborne dynasty.
Bite your tongue, Edwina. Great-great-grandfather Fiscal J. Osborne might hear you from that big board of directors meeting in the sky.
I don't want to see another yacht or limousine or butler as long as I live. Our idle kind of life has no meaning. No substance.
No substance? Girl, have you seen my bank book lately?
Oh, who cares about money? What I'm searching for is a life with meaning. Plain and uncomplicated and terribly, terribly simple.
You rang?
This is it. This is what I've been searching for. Could anything be more simple or
My friend Maynard G. Krebs has a personality, if that's the word for it, that attracts many strange and varied objects. But a rich, wealthy, beautiful society girl with money like Chatsworth's cousin Edwina, that I can't figure. It's bewildering, it's mystifying, it's screwy, it's...
Black magic is what it is. Cousin Edwina has been put under an evil spell by a spook.
Oh, go soak your head, Chatsworth. Maynard and I are old friends. How you been, Maynard?
The face ain't familiar, and neither is the rest of you.
I'm Edwina Cagle.
There ain't no bell in my head.
We used to go to school together.
Nothing sparks in my skull.
We used to pick up tinfoil and watch him knock down old buildings together.
Eddie the Toad.
Maynard the Creep.
Glorioski, it's you.
Glorioski, it sure is.
Glorioski, I may be ill.
Hey, how about this ball of tinfoil? I bet you got the biggest blob in the whole world for a boy my height and width.
Beautiful.
Well, it's not beautiful. Handsome, maybe, but not beautiful.
It's a gas.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie, there's something different about you. I mean, you changed. Oh, I got it.
What?
You're a girl.
Maynard, I was always a girl.
Yeah, but the way you used to look, I mean, who'd notice?
Man, those were the days, huh?
Yeah, they were wild.
Like the most.
Like the gas.
Resist, terminate, Cousin Edwina. You are throwing mud on the fair name of Osborne.
Oh, Chatsworth. Hey, Maynard, remember how we used to walk along the fences down by old Mrs. Clower's woodshed?
Stop! I order you to stop.
And you walking better than anybody.
But you fell off better than anybody.
Down, you old. Stop.
Hey, look, Edwina, I'm even fallen off once. Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that, Maynard. Maynard! I haven't had so much fun in here.
Me neither. I my whole life or even longer.
Shoo, you nosy busybodies, depart. Depart. Oh, the disgrace of it all. I'm overwhelmed.
Maynard, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could live those days over again and do all the things we used to do?
What do you mean used to do? I'm still doing them.
No kidding?
No kidding.
You mean you still go fishing down at the river and watch sewer excavations and coal car loadings and fellows flipping flapjacks in the window down at the diner?
Sure, don't everybody?
No, don't nobody except you, Cousin Edwina. As the tyrant apparent of the Osborne family, I order you to unhand that oath and return with me to the party.
Oh, go fly a kite, Cousin Chatsworth.
Go fly a kite, Cousin Chatsworth.
If you refuse, I shall hold my breath until I turn purple.
He's right, Eddie. You better do like he says. He's right.
You mean I ought to go back to the party?
No, I mean when he holds his breath, he turns purple.
Maynard.
What a sight to behold. It's sickening.
Oh, mice and rats.
Hey, Maynard, come on, let's go fishing down at the river.
Yeah, sure, just like in the olden days. What do you want to use for bait? Pickles or olives?
Do fish go for things like that?
Who knows, but I sure do.
He's amazing.
She's bewildering.
He's incredible.
She's out of her mind. This black day shall not go unavenged. So help me, Dun & Bradstreet. Mark my words, Gillis, baby. I shall break up this ghastly liaison if I have to call out the Marines.
Marines? Don't waste your time on amateurs, boy. If there's any bodily damage to be done, your sweet, gentle Mumsy will do it.
Mumsy, dear, please listen. The Osborne dynasty stands on the brink of disaster.
Quiet, one crisis at a time, you nasty boy. Tremblay, don't be a coward. Shoot!
2 ball in the rear pocket, if you don't mind, madam.
Oh, pathetic. Tremblay, you shoot pool like an old lady. Combination, 5 ball in the side pocket off the 10, bank 1. Bring on, you Jackie Gleason. Anyway, the way I'm creaming you, you're going to owe me your salary for the next 8 months.
Gad, madam, I shall never get out of debt.
That's the way it's going to be, Buster. 4 ball in the corner, 3 cushion carom off the 7.
Mumsy, don't you realize that uncouth bumpkin Krabs might become a member of our family?
Watch your language, you nasty boy.
Oh, forgive me, Mumsy. I'm beside myself with worry.
Chatsworth, you see what disaster occurs when I leave Osborne Manor for only 1 evening. I fear to save this family from ruin, I shall have to become immortal. Down the English side shot off the rail. 3 cushion, the 8 and 10 in the side pockets, the hard way.
Woe is me, madam. Woe is me.
I shall think up a way out of this myself. Something remarkably clever and ingenious.
You, Chatsworth? Oh, come now. I have it. We shall have this scoundrel deported.
Oh, Mumsy, we can't. He was born in this country.
How un-American.
And I shall never again be able to hold my head up at any self-respecting grouse shoot.
Oh, simmer down, Chatsworth. I have a simple but brilliant plan. Now, hear this. I shall order this Krebs person to report to me immediately at Osborne Manor. Then I shall have a face-to-face talk with him. And I just remembered what his face looked like, and I withdraw that simple but brilliant plan.
Mumsy, don't surrender.
Surrender, huh? No, this merely means I will have to bring in the heavy artillery.
Mumsy, you mean?
You bet your boots I mean money.
Oh, Mumsy, money can't do everything.
There you go with that foul language of yours, you nest.
Hark! I understand. We shall bribe Maynard G. Krebs to stay away from Cousin Edwina.
Right. You see, there is a smattering of something rattling around in that empty head of yours. 2 off the 4 straight ahead. I now own your house, your car, and your refrigerator. See that you have them here first thing in the morning. I cannot stand a welcher.
Here's Master Home, madam.
Come, boy. No further dilly-dallying. We will have to find this Krebs character. Every creature has his price, man, woman, or beast. He must have his place there somewhere.
This is Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr. This is a Sherman tank. Now, what do they have in common? That's a cinch. If either of them starts after you, run. And if it's Mrs. Osborne, run faster. Poor Maynard. If he'd only known what powerful forces were preparing to booby-trap him. But all he wanted to do was hack around with Eddie and have a little plain, everyday conversation.
You really saw all that down at the stockyards, huh?
You bet I get a sheep's eye view of every sheep dipping in town.
Wow. Sheep dipping, sewer excavations, coal car loadings. Maynard, you don't miss any of the big goings-on.
Oh, I get around.
Lucky dog. Hey, we ought to get a bite pretty soon, huh?
No, we oughtn't, because there's no fish never come to this part of the river.
Then how come we're fishing here?
Because I'm in the mood for fishing, but not for fish.
Good thinking. Maynard, you are a man with great natural wisdom, like Dr. Schweitzer or Plato or Jack Parr.
Hey, do you know old Doc Schweitzer? He's a real nice fellow. He's been taking care of my teeth for years.
I sure missed all this. The dances and the parties and the bright lights. They don't mean a thing compared to this kind of life. This life is real.
Like right.
This life is genuine.
Like right.
This life is it.
It is?
It is.
What is it?
Maynard,
This is the wonderfully simple, carefree life I led when I was young and innocent. Leaving it to become a sophisticated woman of the world was wacky.
I'll buy that.
You want to know why I did it?
No.
All right, I'll tell you. It's because it was the thing to do. Because everybody was doing it, and I wanted to go along with the crowd. You know how it is.
No, how is it?
That's right, Maynard. You wouldn't know. You never did do what everybody else was doing.
Like right. When I was an itty-bitty kid, I flunked follow the leader.
Maynard, you are magnificent. You're a free soul. You're a happy person, free and footloose and uncomplicated. Nothing scares or bothers you.
Like right. Nothing in this whole wide world will ever scare or bother me.
There you are, you nasty children.
I just remembered something that scares and bothers me.
Hello, Aunt Clarissa. You remember Maynard G. Krebs?
One could scarcely forget him, could we?
One couldn't.
But one would dearly like to. My dear fellow, or whatever it is you are, it's rather difficult to discuss things in these surroundings. We would like to have you come for brunch tomorrow at Osborne Manor. And there, under our expertly prepared cuisine, I'm sure we can reach some amicable agreement.
Oh, no.
Attaboy, Maynard!
Like right. Attaboy Maynard. Mrs. O, I'm a free, independent human person, and you're not going to soften me with them fancy foods and caviars and roast peasants under glass. More caviar and roast peasant under glass, please, for this free, independent human person.
Tremblay, more caviar for Mr. Krebs.
Yeah, Tremblay, more caviar for Mr. Krebs.
As you wish, sir.
You shouldn't have sliced up a whole caviar just for me. You're all heart, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Too bad you can't get into some honest line of business.
Krebs, baby, what do you think of our food? Our chef comes to us directly from Paris.
Ooh, man, he must get up awful early in the morning to catch the bus.
Mr. Krebs, now that you are partaking of our incredibly generous hospitality, you must understand there is a price for this meal.
Oh, sure, I dig.
Excellent.
I figure it must be like worth 40 or 50 cents. Here, keep the change. I'm a very heavy tipper.
Many do. We do not charge for meals at Osborne Manor.
Oh, man. What time's breakfast tomorrow?
Mr. Krebs, we are merely asking for your cooperation in settling this matter between you and my niece Edwina.
Oh, she's an all right kid. You ought to see her unhinge her jaw and crack walnuts between her back teeth.
Fascinating. Mr. Krebs, to be perfectly blunt, we feel that this relationship is a mistake.
To be perfectly blunt, we feel it's a disaster.
To be perfectly blunt, could I have some more roast peasant?
Oh, of course, you may have anything you want. Only let us not drop the subject.
And let us not drop the roast peasant.
Krebs, baby, we are prepared to pay you a substantial sum if you will agree to stay away from Cousin Edwina. Now, what is the least amount of money you will consider?
What is the highest amount you will offer?
Will you consider $200?
Sure, I'll consider it.
Bully.
But I won't take it.
What about $300?
Look, Chatsio, Mrs. O, I won't take no amount of money. That ain't what I'm after.
Oh, clever boy. You are no doubt concerned with the tax situation.
Tax situation? Me? Oh, come now.
Very well. In lieu of cash, we shall give you a superb imported hi-fi set.
Plus a lifetime supply of records of all the currently popular musicians. Paul Whiteman, Eddie Peabody, Kate Smith, Russ Colombo, anyone you want.
Plus all the bongo drums you can thump.
Plus an unlimited charge account in every restaurant and feed and grain store in town.
Accept, Manny-Doo. Don't be a ninny.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime offer.
Halt! Maynard, I'm here to save you. Don't let him talk you into anything you don't honestly believe in.
Curse is spoiled again.
Maynard, listen to Dobie.
Man, oh man, Dobe, you got here just in the knack of time.
Maynard, that's Nick, and I'm glad I'm not too late to help. I know you're not bad, just weak.
They sure had me on the run. They said if I dumped Betty, they'd give me a hi-fi and records and money and all the food I could eat. But I was going to tell them no, capital N-O-E. Ain't you proud of me?
I'm proud of Maynard. He doesn't know the meaning of the word greed. He doesn't know the meaning of the word dishonesty. He doesn't know the meaning of... Come to think of it, there are very few words Maynard does know the meaning of. He's flunked English several times. But that's all right with me, because there's one very important thing he knows very well. How to live the good, clean, honest life.
Yes, I am quite decent.
It's true, Maynard. And Maynard?
Yeah, good buddy?
Don't change.
Huh?
Stay as sweet as you are.
Me? Oh, come now.
Mr. Gillis, may I make a presumption?
Go ahead, Mrs. O. Start presumpting.
We're dead?
You're dead.
Well, Maynard, you'll never regret this.
Maynard, you know something?
What?
You're a great human being.
You know something else, Dobe?
What?
So are you.
Six ball in the side pocket, 4 and 9 in the corner off the 3.
Mumsy, please listen.
Oh, Tremblay, stop crying. If there's anything I cannot stand, it's a poor loser. Come on, Tremblay, set him up. The stakes this time will be all you owe me against the pitiful pitiful remnant of your bank account.
Must I, Matt?
You must.
Mumsy, I'm afraid that if Cousin Edwina wants this oaf Krebs, we shall have to accept him with typical Osborne sportsmanship.
Oh, yes. I suppose you're right. All right, Chatsworth, I shall face this tragedy bravely and decently until I can think of an idea to square him out of it.
Oh, hip, hip, hooray, Mumsy.
After all, the Osbornes have survived the blizzard of '88, the stock market crash of '29, and my disputed loss of the National Pool Championship to Willie Hoppy. Certainly we can survive Maynard G. Krebs, can't we?
Of course we can.
Now, first, we will make this derelict more acceptable by at least giving him the appearance of a gentleman.
Maynard G. Krebs?
Maynard G. Krebs?
Maynard G. Krebs.
Maynard G. Me? You gotta be kidding.
You're right. I've got to be kidding. You are impossible.
Well, we all gotta be good at something.
Mumsy, he may someday be an Osborne.
Oh, how nasty. Mr. Krebs, as you may someday be a member of this family, we are going to teach you a spot of good manners. First, the proper procedure for drinking tea.
Oh, like relax, Mrs. O. When it comes to like eating and drinking, I'm like the correctest. I mean, like watch, see? First you pour, then you dunk, then you...
No, Dunkerhead. That's backwards.
You mean I should have poured, dunked, drank?
Gracious, no.
Drank, poured.
Mr. Krebs.
Dunked, drank, poured.
Mr. Krebs.
Poured, dunked, drank.
Mr. Krebs.
Madam, would you consider it in bad taste if I submitted my resignation effective 5 minutes ago?
Trembly, only a rat deserts a sinking ship.
Yeah, stick around, rat.
All right, Mr. Krebs. I shall try once more. I shall demonstrate the correct behavior at tea time. Now, in the proper home, ladies are served first.
Yeah, we do that in my home.
Good. That's a sign of good manners.
No, it's a sign the ladies are bigger and stronger than men. Also meaner.
Will you tell me, Mr. Krebs, what this fork is used for?
That's for eating meats and fishes and like that.
And this spoon?
That's for eating soups and gravies and like that.
And the knife?
That's for like ripping off the tops of ketchup bottles and sliding peas into your mouth. What do we eat?
Oh, a gentleman you will never be.
I'll buy that.
Perhaps we can make you look like a gentleman. Oh, what a foolish hope.
Oh, you're gonna give up on good thinking. Like bye.
An Osborne never gives up. All right. They say that fine feathers make fine birds. Trembly, go get the fine feathers. We'll see what we can do with this vulture.
No, you ain't putting none of them fancy duds on me. Never, ever.
The only time in his whole life Maynard ever wears anything besides his sweatshirt and sneakers is at weddings, graduations, national holidays, and in the shower. So when Mrs. Osborne tried to dress him up fancy, he was naturally a tiny bit reluctant.
If you don't let me go, I'm gonna kill myself.
Listen, madam, listen.
Chatsworth, what do you think?
Well, in a dim light and from a great distance...
He's still impossible.
All right, so it took a while for Maynard to accept the idea of wearing classy outfits. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and Maynard's resistance was getting weaker.
I'm gonna kill myself and take everybody with me. Oh, let go. I'm gonna give you such a kick in the bonza. No offense, Mrs. O. Ooh, I'm gonna go down fighting. Remember the Maine. Tippy Canoe and Tyler.
Boy, that Maynard's more stubborn than I figured. But no matter how hard he struggles, you can just bet your boots that Mrs. Osborne will never quit fighting.
I quit fighting. I'm sorry.
Good thinking, because I'm gonna fight to the bitter end. I made up my head.
Yes, I'm afraid you have. You'll always be the same Maynard G. Krebs, won't you, Maney Do?
So we're out of our minds to even try and change you, aren't we, Maney Do?
Like true.
Hi, Maynard. Where you been?
Over to Mrs. Osborne's. They was trying to make a gentleman out of me.
How they doing? Oh, what a foolish question. You're all right, Maynard.
You too, pal.
What do you want to do later on?
Oh, they're painting a big white line right down the middle of Elm Street. I think we can trail along and watch them. Fun, huh?
Yeah, ball.
Hi, Maynard. Eddie. This is Eloise McGivney.
Hi.
Like hi. Like hi, Dobe. Like hi, girl. You want to help me dig for worms?
Thank you, no.
Maynard, we're on our way over to the sophomore hop. Would you and Eddie like to come along?
A dance?
Surely you jest.
Well, it's the social event of the year with big orchestra and everything. I'm wearing my brand new dress.
No kidding, Maynard. You'll have a lot of fun. Come on, I'll treat.
No, me and Eddie don't go to silly things like that. I mean, she'd have to put on a dress, and I'd have to put on hard shoes and a tight collar. And I'd rather watch him knock down the old Endicott building. Right, Eddie?
Right, Maynard.
Okay, Maynard, but if you change your mind, we'll be over at the Peabody Lounge. Come, my great tawny animal. I can hardly wait to hold you in my arms while we dance the night away.
Oh, Dobie, I've never heard a boy speak as sweetly as you do.
You have.
Ain't that a joke? Wanting us to go to a hard shoe dance?
Yeah.
That's one thing I ain't never gonna do.
Never?
Like never.
Well, someday we might want to just go in and see what it's like, huh, Maynard?
Girl, you flipped all together?
I know we don't want to do anything like that now, but who can tell how we'll feel in a few months or a year, maybe?
I know how I'll feel a year from now, even 50 years, the same way I feel now. Again.
You mean in 50 years we'll still be doing what we're doing now?
Like true. It's the greatest.
Maynard.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. In 50 years, the old Endicott building will be all knocked down. But don't you worry your head about it. There'll be new buildings that'll be knocked down, and they'll let us watch it like very friendly. And they won't have the same sheep to dip, but they'll have new sheep to dip. That's nature. Man, what a life. You just mark my wordings, girl. In 50 or 40 years from now, all them other cats are still going to be wasting their time dancing and gallivanting. But not me and you. No, sir. By then we might be oldish and grayish and creakyish in the joints, but man, we're going to be doing like big important things, like lifting the hugest ball of tinfoil in the whole western stratosphere. Just think of it. By that time it ought to be finished and gigantic. Man, Glorioski, that's what I call progress. Not hacking around with foolishness like getting dressed up in hard shoes and dresses and neckties and socializing your life away.
Maynard, couldn't we go out and dance just a few steps, please?
We ain't got the time. We gotta go watch them knock down the new Endicott building. And after that, we gotta go to Elm Street and watch them paint the white line down the middle of the road. Oh, the old one's getting pretty faded. It's been there dang near 50 years.
Hey, what's the matter, Eddie? You look like you're lost in the smog.
It's fog, Maynard. We can't do the same thing years from now that we're doing now.
Why not?
People change. They like to do other things.
Not me. I'm the same as I always was and always will be.
That's true.
I mean, I wear the same size sock I wore when I was 10 years old.
Maynard, you're a remarkable person.
Like true.
You're sort of like a Peter Pan.
Pete who?
Everybody around you grows up while you stay the same.
And that's the way it's going to be.
That's right, Maynard, because it's right for you. You're happy that way, but I'm afraid it won't work for me.
I didn't think you would.
You knew I'd feel this way?
Mm-hmm. Maybe you didn't like doing all them things when you were hacking around with the hoity-toity set, but that was part of the way you was growing up. I mean, not many people can stay put like me. I'm unique.
That's unique, No, you're right, Maynard. You are unique. Goodbye, Maynard.
Goodbye, Edwina.
And thanks. I'll never forget you.
Naturally, who could? Man, I hope the fish ain't biting, because I sure do feel like a hamburger.
Hi, Maynard. Catch anything?
Mm-hmm. Size 10, good catch.
Maynard, where's Eddie?
Who?
You know, Chatsworth's cousin.
Oh, you mean Edwina?
Yeah. Oh, I get it. No, don't be discouraged, Maynard. We all lose girls once in a while. With me, it's practically a full-time occupation. Look at it this way, Maynard. It's all for the best. Who needs girls? I mean, we're probably better off hacking
Good
around
buddy.
together. Just the... Yes, Maynard?
You're lying, ain't you?
I'm lying.
Dobie's got me all shook up. I mean, wouldn't it be miserable if someday I wanted to hack around with a chick and go to the movies and dances and all like that?
Like miserable.
Good buddy, you gotta promise me. If that ever happens, you'll be there to rescue me. Like, please?
I'll be there, Maynard. I'll be there.